Hey everyone, Firescale Audiobooks here. If there's a novel you'd love to hear more of, you can support us on Patreon or Ko-fi. Depending on your tier, I'll make extra parts just for the stories you're most excited about. Usually I can only upload 4 to 5 parts of each novel, but with your support, we can go beyond that. And of course, don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps more than you know.
10 minutes ago, Chen Fei was still at home, playing the standalone game enthusiastically, Heroes Invincible 3. He just happened to recruit the Tier 13 crown unit of the 2 forest camps, the Green Dragon. 10 minutes later, Chen Fei unexpectedly appeared in a strange little house, looking blankly at the TV in front of him. 3 days ago, there was another large-scale pirate turmoil in the southern coastal areas of our country. The coastal cities suffered heavy losses and suffered heavy losses. The head of the Rose Legion, one of the top 10 guilds in my country, and the Empress Rose personally acted and led them by herself. Tier 8 Crusader 500, Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knight 300, Tier 9 Monk 50, Tier 10 Sacrifice 3. Slay the Gargoyle King, one of the 6 great pirates of the South Daxia Sea, calm the turmoil. Once again proves his incomparable strength, located in the world's superclass level. In the Battle of America and Mexico, King Wilson, one of the big 3 in North America, made a strong move and severely damaged Mendes, the #1 stronghold in Mexico. That is, someone saw the figure of the 11th tier flying dragon in this battle. Maybe this is the case. It means that the strength of King Wilson, the strength is going even further. Today, there are no more than 5 people with tier 11 arms in the world. The Earth is still getting bigger and the trend is not diminishing. According to experts, the total area of the Earth today may have reached more than 10 times that before the advent of the heroic age. And where the end of this trend is, we don't know. Only can continue to observe. According to the senior officials of the League of Gods, the leader of the League of Gods, the second person on the list of kings in our country, Master Liu Qiankun, he has now received an extremely rare A-level figure in Dunmer, the main city of the Unicorn Principality. Once the level task is completed, you may be rewarded by the 11th arms. This may be the birth of the first 11th arms in the history of our country. Lord Liu Wang Liu Qiankun can succeed, we will wait and see. At this time, Chen Fei's expression is extremely exciting. His face was dumbfounded. Pirate, Empress Rose, Gargoyle King, King Wilson, Crusader, Silver Pegasus Knight, Monk, Sacrifice, Flying Dragon, is this all the stuff? What's the situation? Have I crossed? Snapped. Chen Fei slapped his thigh heavily. Hiss. It hurts. He grinned for a while and at the same time had to admit the fact in front of him. He seems to have really crossed, came into a world where I don't know where it is. And these. Chen Fei's eyes fell on the TV again. It is now 7 o'clock in the evening, and like the previous world, the first program in the Universe News Network is broadcasting news from all over the country and the world. But the content of this news alliance is really a bit at a loss for him and bewildered. What the hell is the mass pirate disturbance? The Earth continues to grow and the heroic era is coming. What the hell is this? And these so-called crusaders, Silver Pegasus Knights, Monks, Sacrifices, Flying Dragons, shouldn't they refer to the units of the major camps of Heroes Invincible 3, right? What kind of world is this? The Earth, it doesn't look like it. Chen Fei rubbed his head vigorously, saying that his head hurts. Boom, boom, boom. At this moment, there was a knock on the door suddenly, very violently. At the same time, a very cute, lowly voice came in. Da Fei, open the door. I heard that you were dumped by Murong Shan. Hi Da Pu Ben. Miss Ben has long known that there will be such a day. Open the door quickly. Open the door and let me see if you are holding the quilt and crying. Suddenly, Chen Fei suffocated his head with black lines. Where does this bear kid come from? What about the parents? What? Suddenly, like being struck by lightning, a burst of pain hits. Chen Fei suddenly squatted down with his head about to explode, but the pain comes and goes fast. In just a few seconds, it disappeared. At the same time, Chen Fei also had a lot of information about the world in his mind, as well as the memory of the original owner of the body. It turned out to be like this. Is this world also the Earth? He rubbed his head. Chen Fei slowly stood up, and at the same time, shock and surprise appeared in his eyes. It turns out that this world is also the Earth. It's just that the development trajectory line deviated and deviated from the Earth world he was in. Earth Calendar 2028, the first year of the Big Arms and Hero Age, a section called Heroes. The world comes turned out to be the world. This game is centered on arms, resources, war, and territory construction. And do not know the source, but it swept the entire Earth of Otherworld overnight. What's more terrifying and magical is that when people enter this game and after careful exploration, they discover the heroic powers and champions in the game. Through the completion of specific special tasks in the game, they can also be projected and realized into reality. As soon as this news came out, the world was sensational and uproar. At the same time, countries around the world are also horrified to discover that most of the high-tech weapons they own, with the advent of the game Heroes of Invincibility, global advent, all mysteriously fail and fail. Moreover, the entire Earth seems to have life, and it begins to grow bigger all the time. So far, Otherworld Earth has entered the age of big arms and heroes. The prelude to a new era was unveiled. The world pattern has also undergone a fundamental change. All kinds of high-tech weapons have come to a curtain call, replaced by hero power, arms power, and now Chen Fei is in the age of 47 years of the big arms and hero age. The 47th year since the game Heroes, Global Advent came to the world. As for the bear boy outside the door, it doesn't seem to belong to someone else. It is Chen Fei's younger sister in his current body, but it didn't seem to be softly, but his dead parents didn't know where they picked it up. But this little girl film is a genius, a real genius, cough. However, the definition of genius in this world is different from the previous life. The so-called genius in this world is a game genius. As long as you play the game well, you are a genius. And it is the first of 360 lines. Shaking his head, Chen Fei walked towards the door subconsciously and opened the door. Wow, suddenly, a cute little girl with a strange spirit suddenly jumped in. She wandered around and looked around Chen Fei. Then the cute little face showed a great surprise and he said, "No, De Fei, you didn't cry after being dumped by Murong Shan, it's not like you." Boom. And Chen Fei directly raised his hand on the child's forehead and said sternly, "It's not big or small. Chen Qing, you're good at it, call me brother." Chen Qing, the sister of Chen Fei in this world, it's only 2 months to reach the age of 16, but he is already a top student of Beijing University in Daxia's 10 universities. Ooh. Chen Qing suddenly rounded her eyes and looked at Chen Fei incredulously. At the same time, she made a voice of grievance, making a very pitiful look, said, "Smelly Daffei, do you dare to hit me? You bully me. Do you want to have another one?" Chen Fei was unmoved and raised his fist. Suddenly Chen Qing was full of spirits and said with a smile, not coming, brother." She gave a sweet call to brother, make a very well-behaved look. But in my heart I couldn't help but murmured, why did this smelly brother suddenly change his temper? It's not because I was dumped by Murongshan, he was too irritated. It's over, it's awful, my poor smelly brother. Having said that, she was very happy in her heart, even very excited. You must know that she and this smelly brother have not been so close for a long time. You can play happily. It has been so long since she was specially recruited to Beijing University. This is the first time. Oh, this baby must be steady, this baby can't cry. Hey, why did the sand suddenly get into my eyes? Chen Qing's face was slightly red. While Chen Fei was not paying attention, she rubbed the corners of her eyes vigorously and muttered with her mouth, "It's so fragrant." As a top genius in Beijing University and even the entire Beijing area, she became famous 6 months ago. Since the arrival of the Heroes, Global Advent game, everyone can enter the game at the age of 14. And Chen Qing only took less than a year to have a white ordinary hero, Tier 2 Halberd 200, Tier 3 Archer 80, Tier 4 Archer 30, Tier 5 Griffin 3. This is definitely a top gaming genius. For this reason, at the age of 15, she was specially recruited to Beijing University, one of Daxia's 10 universities. At the same time, the forces from all walks of life are coming together, very high social status, and almost inexhaustible wealth. Just like the community where Chen Fei lives now, it is one of the most expensive communities in Beijing. An inch of land and an inch of gold, but this is just drizzle to Chen Qing. But everything has two sides. Ever since Chen Qing became a top gaming genius, Chen Fei, the stinky brother Chen Fei who had the best relationship with her, was closest to her, and who was dependent on each other until today, has become more and more inferior. Later, Chen Qing's status became higher and higher, her game strength became stronger and stronger, and the gap between Chen Fei and her became bigger and bigger. Or feel pressure instinctively, Chen Fei became a lot more distant from her. This also made Chen Qing feel very uncomfortable. When she just turned 10, her parents died in an accident. She and Chen Fei are left alone. With the passage of time, her brother Chen Fei has left the most important trace in her mind. But now, her most important person has become estranged from her. It's hard to describe how uncomfortable it is. It is extremely uncomfortable. She also tried to change this situation, such as being silent and mischievous, but nothing worked. Instead, she pushed the distance between them farther and farther. Chen Qing was anxious about this but didn't know what to do, let alone how to save it. Unexpectedly, the inexplicable high mountain wall between their brothers and sisters suddenly disappeared. Chen Qing was very excited and surprised by this. Jumping around with joy on her face, Chen Qing walked towards the house. Brother, wait for me. Didn't you have a class today? You skipped class. Chen Fei sat on the sofa and asked Chen Qing review. No, nothing. Chen Qing's face flushed, and the more she talked, the more guilty her conscience became. Then he stuck out his tongue in love and said coquettishly, Brother Tilda, you don't know our class is about playing games. Didn't I hear that you were dumped by Murong Shan? Did you care about you? Murong Shan, hearing this familiar name again, Chen Fei felt uncomfortable deep in his heart. Murong Shan is his physical girlfriend. No, it should be said that he is an ex-girlfriend. Just yesterday, he was just dumped by someone. It seems a bit miserable. Chen Fei whispered in his heart, can't tell what it's like. Empathy, it seems to be exaggerated, sit on the sidelines, but it also seems to be a little bit uncomfortable. And when she saw Chen Fei suddenly became silent, Chen Qing suddenly felt a little in her heart knowing that it was broken. Oh, I'm so stupid. Which pot is really not open and which pot? Brother, are you okay? As the saying goes, the old ones don't go and the new ones don't come. Big deal, I'm wronged by being a sister and be your girlfriend. Chen Qing said cautiously. While talking, there was a special expectation in his eyes. Snapped. Unexpectedly, Chen Fei raised his hand again and gently touched her bright white forehead. Chen Qing's expression of grievances was immediately screamed, pain, don't pretend I didn't try hard. However, Chen Fei was not moved at all. He was going to die. Seeing this, Chen Qing could only let go of her hand angrily and hummed. HMPH, smelly brother, bad brother, I wouldn't come if I knew it. Good intentions are not rewarded, hum. However, after the voice fell, Chen Qing couldn't help but ask suspiciously, brother, are you really okay? Don't you like that Murong Shan very much? Like very much? Chen Fei rolled his eyes silently and muttered in his heart, I really like it, but that's your real brother. I'm a fake brother. So I like it very much, non-existent. But having said that, acting still has to perform a full set. After a pause, Chen Fei spoke in a low voice. It's all over. The previous thing, no need to mention it. Wow. As soon as these words came out, Chen Qing saw the heavens and looked around Chen Fei for a long time before clapping his hands, as if he had discovered some scientific mystery. If something happened, he nodded and muttered. Being broken in love will make people grow. I still don't believe it. It seems to be true. The effect is so good, should I try it too? Before the voice was over, Chen Fei started again, with a snap. Chen Qing's fair forehead made a noise. At the same time, Chen Fei narrowed his eyes slightly, looking at Chen Qing with dangerous in his eyes and said, What were you whispering just now? Loud, I didn't hear clearly. Suddenly Chen Qing was full of spirits and smiled. Nothing is nothing. I said that my old brother is so handsome. Murong Shan dumped you. It was her loss. Blind. It just so happens that we have a lot of beautiful women in Beijing University. What kind of protruding back shape? Long legs, one sand type, pure school flower type, cute lowly type, scum girl big wave type. Ba. Anyway, I know a lot of big beauties. All of them are the best. May I introduce to you? Roll. Chen Fei uttered a word blankly, very cold. Immediately his eyes flickered and he asked, How is your situation in the game recently? As soon as this remark came out, Chen Qing's mischievous expression began to become a little serious. After hesitating, she gritted her teeth and said carefully to Chen Fei, Brother, let me show you a good thing. When the voice fell, a mysterious power appeared in her body. Rumble. A mysterious magic circle appeared on the ground, followed by a beam of light rushing up, flooding the entire house. After a while, the light dissipated, and a god horse griffin appeared in the house. Upon seeing this scene, Chen Fei's pupils suddenly shrank and his heartbeat accelerated. Staring at the griffin in front of him. This is a Tier 5 unit of the Templar Camp Griffin. Wait, it's not right. This is a Tier 6 unit Royal Griffin. Tier 5 unit Griffin is covered in brown and green. The upper body of the Tier 6 Royal Griffin is pure and white, and it is more powerful and heroic. The gap between the two is almost exactly the same as the standalone game that Chen Fei played in his previous life, Heroes of Invincibility 3. Moreover, after inheriting the memory of his predecessor, he is naturally not as ignorant as he was when he first passed through, and Xiaobai is no longer as ignorant. Even today, 47 years after the game Heroes of Invincibility, Global Descends came to the world. The strength of mainstream players is still concentrated on the first and second arms. If you can have a single-digit Tier 3 arms in your hand, you can already be considered a very powerful little master. The status quo of most people in this game is to fight the world with a few or dozens of Tier 1 soldiers. After 1 or 2 years, the lowest E-level tasks could not be completed. And I have to worry about it, for fear of encountering a powerful wild monster or a bandit who is blocking the road, and he will be killed directly. As long as the player hero is killed, the hero level will be reduced by 1. And they have to pay rebirth fees of varying amounts. And it doesn't matter if the hero is dead, after all, it can be resurrected. You can practice back even if your level is gone. But when the class is dead, it's really cold. Unless you have your own castle, once a unit dies, it cannot be resurrected. This is equivalent to starting from scratch. But so far, the number of castles owned by tens of billions of players worldwide has been 0. Yes, none of them. So this basically doesn't need to be considered. In fact, Chen Fei has been in the game for more than 5 years, but there are still only 7 or 8 Templar first-rank spearmen in his pitiful hands. As for why, it's very simple. Over the years, he has started all over again at least 30 times. And this situation is not uncommon, it can only be regarded as a moderate level. Players who are worse than him are everywhere. This is cruel, but this is reality. The increase of heroes' strength in the game is difficult to acquire by units. Therefore, at this time, Chen Qinggu appeared in the reality of the Tier 6 unit of the Temple Camp. The Royal Griffin, even if there is only one, it definitely means 2 words. Master. 5 words, a real master. With this Tier 6 Royal Griffin, Chen Fei even suspects that the game prowess of this little girl can rank in the top 100,000 in the country. In the top 100,000 in the country, this is definitely a very powerful position. After all, the population of the whole country adds up, but there are billions of people. More importantly, Chen Qing is still young. It can even be said to be too young. Being young means unlimited potential. There are endless possibilities. Therefore, if this matter is spread out and known to outsiders, it may cause quite a stir. Thinking of this, Chen Fei thought a little. Yes, this is a Tier 6 unit of the Templar Camp, Royal Griffin. Chen Qing nodded and said with a pouting mouth. Brother, I found a very powerful NPC hero in Winter City. He can help me train a griffin into a Royal Griffin, but the price is extremely expensive, costing 10,000 gold coins. I have thrown out all my small vaults for more than a year. I went in, but I can only train a Royal Griffin out. It's really expensive. The more expensive, the more worthwhile. The value of a Tier 6 Royal Griffin is much more than your Tier 5 Griffins. But if you can train a Griffin to become a Royal Griffin NPS hero, it's impossible to be a masterless blue rare hero. Moreover, this is an extremely rare strategic hero talent. If it spreads out, I am afraid that the top 10 guilds will hear the wind. They will swarm in. Chen Fei thoughtfully and immediately spoke. You can try to subdue this NPC hero. Once you succeed, the benefits are endless. I'm about to do this. Chen Qing nodded quickly and immediately looked at Chen Fei curiously. Brother, how do I feel that you have changed people? You didn't understand this before. Didn't you say it? Lost in love makes people grow. Chen Fei was calm on the surface but panicked in his heart, immediately spoke. Okay, go to class. I should go to the game too. He clearly understands now. For the earth of this world, games are the focus. And he is also curious, what exactly is this so-called Heroes Global Advent game like? Is it really the same as the Hero Invincible game he played in his previous life? All right, then I'm leaving. Chen Qing pouted a little low. At this moment, Chen Fei said suddenly, remember to come back for dinner at night. Eat at school every day and I don't know how to come home. Real? Suddenly Chen Qing became excited and said bouncy, then you have to prepare more delicious food for me. Brother, I haven't eaten your own food for a long time. Don't worry, you won't die from starvation. Go to class. Then I'm leaving. Get out. Brother, why don't you just delete your account and come to Winter City to find me? With me covering you, no one can bully you. Let me consider it. Real? Get out. F***K. Brother, you must come to Winter City to find me. Chen Qing was happy and left with a smile on her face. Chen Fei immediately found the game register in his home and carried it on his head. After that, he unpacked the package, assembled it according to the instructions, and then made it up and put it on his head. The connection begins. Well, the connection is complete. Hello, player Drew, and welcome back to the world of Hero Ashan. Do you want to log into the game? Log in. The game begins to log in. Login complete. At this time, Chen Fei has already entered the game. This is a gorge with dense vegetation, with steep peaks on all sides. The names shown on the map are Greyhound Duchy, Zoe City, Linson, Grand Canyon. Greyhound Principality, one of the 8 principalities after the division of the Holy Griffin Empire. The Holy Griffin Empire was the main empire of mankind many years ago. At the same time, it is also the strongest empire in the Temple Camp, the leader of the Bright Alliance. Believe in Elrath, the Dragon of Light. The Holy Griffin Empire is extremely large, occupying a territory that is hundreds of times the size of the real Eurasian continent. At the same time, it is also extremely powerful. Even the plain overlords of other camps are more afraid of them and will not easily provoke them. But the good times didn't last long. The Holy Griffin Empire eventually split during the civil strife, losing a lot of land and splitting into 8 duchy. They are Greyhound Duchy, Bull Duchy, Falcon Duchy, Wolf Duchy, Crow Duchy, Buck Duchy, Unicorn Duchy, and the most powerful Griffin Duchy. Today, the 3 major regions where the country is concentrated in the game are the Unicorn Duchy, Greyhound Duchy, and Bull Duchy located in the west, southwest, south, and southeast. To be more precise, according to the regional divisions set by the country a few years ago, the Beicheng area belongs to the scope of the Unicorn Principality, but Chen Fei's predecessor was out of anger. Or to prove that I am no worse than my sister and chose the Greyhound Principality alone. But I also saw the ending, not to mention it's miserable but at least it's ineffective. As for the game characters appearing in this place, the so-called Linsen Grand Canyon is because Chen Fei's predecessor was in Zoe City and received an E-level mission to complete it. But unfortunately, he encountered big trouble here. Forest lineup Tier 2 units, Centaur bosses, Tier 3 dwarves, and Tier 4 combat dwarves. Is this surrounded? Looking around, Chen Fei found at least 4 or 5 waves of wild monsters. Not only that, but the ranks and strengths of these field units are extremely strong. It also completely crushed the poor 7 Tier 1 pikemen in the temple in his hand. He didn't know how his predecessor broke into such a ghost place. But what is certain is that no matter where it is running from, it will surely alarm a wave of wild monsters. And this wave of wild monsters was enough to easily crush him. By the way, he could also clear all the 7 Tier 1 pikemen in his hand. Is this the rhythm that forced me to delete the number? Chen Fei smiled bitterly and then decisively chose to delete the number and start again. Warning, the roll cannot be restored after it is deleted. Are you sure you want to delete the number? Sure, roll deletion starts. The roll was deleted successfully. Is there a new role created? Establish. The new character has been successfully established. Welcome to the world of Hero Ashan. Please give yourself a resounding name in the world of Hero Ashan. This will be the beginning of your famous Hero Ashan world. Drew. Beep, the role name is repeated. Please select again. The King of Yashan. Beep, the role name is repeated. 20 or 30 character names in a row, all repeated. It can be seen that the name of this game has become a technical task now. There is no way the global game, there are too many people and the name has also changed. The good names are all taken up. Xingye has no hate. The character was created successfully. Finally, Chen Fei breathed a sigh of relief. Please choose a class. Can be chosen as a class: Temple Camp Knights, Priests, Tower Camp Warlocks, Alchemists, Forest Camp Patrolmen, Druids. Others cannot be selected. Occupation. Chen Fei hesitated for a moment but chose the Knight of the Human Temple Camp. The character's career choice is Beep. The character's career choice failed. Discovered the breath of the Green Dragon of the Crown Unit and forced to change the profession to a Forest Camp Patrol. Beep. The forced change of career failed and the 2 major careers began to merge. Beep. The new class is successfully integrated. The new class is named Patrol Knight and promoted to Hero. Hero rank White Normal. New class. Have you been directly promoted to a hero of White Ordinary rank? That's right, I'm so lucky. Suddenly Chen Fei was full of excitement. Almost did not jump up. He doesn't know if this so-called new profession is powerful, but the reward for being promoted directly to a White Ordinary hero is definitely a step up to the sky. Suddenly set foot on the rhythm of the peak of life. The identity of all new characters entering the game are civilians. As for the so-called civilians, everyone knows it. It's no different from cannon fodder. And the hero, even the White Ordinary heroes with the lowest rank, are nobles in the 8 kingdoms. The gap between the nobility and the common people is completely obvious. You can understand without going into details. As a noble hero, you will have many conveniences and privileges. Among them, the most important thing in the early stage is that you can get 5 Tier 3 arms recruitment qualifications for free at the recruitment points in the city on the monthly arms recruitment day. Although this is only a recruitment qualification, it is not free to give you, and you need to pay corresponding recruitment resources. But it is also very comfortable, okay? Once you have Tier 3 or above in your hand, even in single digits, the major forces will rush to win you over. And this recruitment qualification is not a one-time, but a steady stream. Once you gather less and make more, it will be an important development resource. Also, after becoming a hero, you will learn a hero skill. Hero skills, this will be a big help for you. Not only that, the personal attribute points of heroes will far exceed those of civilians. And the growth is still very good, the potential is huge. On the other hand, ordinary civilian characters are completely whiteboard attributes. There are 0 everywhere and a lot of them. So being promoted to a white ordinary hero from the beginning is simply a great thing to lose in the sky. It's a big step forward. No wonder Chen Fei is so excited and excited. Sure enough, everyone who travels through has benefits. This should be regarded as my newbie gift package. Although it looks a little bit shabby, but it's fine, hee hee ha 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 ha. Chen Fei's face is full of smiles, get it cheap and sell good. He doesn't expect to get the invincible gold finger of air every second. It's pretty good to be like this. At the same time, the system sound rang again. The patrol knight sing you no hate, please choose your birth location or random. Unicorn Kingdom, Winter City. Chen Fei did not hesitate and reported the Winter City where his sister was. The Duchy of Unicorns is the kingdom of dukes, with countless jazz collars, baronial collars, viscount collars, earl collars, marquis collars, etc. under its command. And this Winter City is a viscount lord city named Winter Deju in the Unicorn Duchy. Although this Winter City cannot be compared to the more powerful Earl Lord City, Marquis Lord City, but it's not bad. It is very suitable for newcomers who are not strong enough to develop again. Moreover, this is also one of the official gathering places for players in the Beicheng area. The birthplace was chosen as the Unicorn Kingdom, Winter City. The birth began. Beep, an error occurred. I found the breath of the crown troop Green Dragon and adaptively generated the castle of the forest camp. Patrol Knight, Sing You Wu Hate, please do it for you name the castle. City Castle. At this time Chen Fei was already dumbfounded, staring at all this in front of him dumbfounded. Did he hear me right? City castle, a faction castle that the world's tens of billions of players don't have. Is this crazy? Am I not dreaming? And what the hell is the breath of the champion Green Dragon? Could it be that I also brought the 2 green dragons I just recruited? Chen Fei looked dumbfounded. Chen Fei's face is dumbfounded. Chen Fei's 3 faces are dumbfounded. In the end, Chen Fei was stunned, but at the same time, huge ecstasy and surprises began to emerge uncontrollably in his eyes. Shaking all over, extremely excited. Those who are green or not, let's not talk about it for the time being. This is the castle of the faction forces, the first in the world. Once he got it in a sense, he was already the first person in the world before he even entered the game. There is a castle of faction forces behind him who can compete with him. Simply invincible, please name your castle. The system sound came again, urging Chen Fei. Green, let's go to Green Dragon City. The naming of the castle is complete. Forest Camp Castle New City Green Dragon City, Castle Level 1. The birth location, the Unicorn Principality, the specific location is random. Please be sure if it is correct. Call, Chen Fei took a deep breath and said, sure. The birth location of the Green Dragon City will begin immediately. The birth location of the Green Dragon City will be completed immediately. The birth location is the Unicorn Duchy, the Forest of Lorraine, and the Grand Canyon of Wakanda. The game begins to log in. Login complete. At the same time, a new character panel was also generated in front of Chen Fei. No hate insignia race, half human, half elf. Can be reincarnated occupation, patrol knight, title, nobility hero. Equal level template, ordinary white heroes. Level 1 up to level 40. After reincarnation, you can reach level 60. You can get a little attribute point for each level. The attribute points can be attached to the 4 basic attributes. Health, 15 damage, 2-4 attack, 4 increase the attack power of the troops and increase the damage. Defense, 2 increase the defense of the troops, reduce damage, strength. 1 strengthen magic kill, enhance magic effect in last round knowledge. 0 affects the upper limit of the hero's mana, 1 point of knowledge corresponds to the upper limit of 10 mana treasures. None resources, none arms, none. Hero skill, lucky skill, level 1. The above is the initial panel of Chen Fei's new character. Compared with the previous tragic situation off everything is 0, it is completely different. In the game Heroes Global Advent, there are 2 major systems, namely the physics system and the magic system. A hero character has 4 attributes: attack, defense, power, and knowledge. Attack, it can be attached to the attack attributes of subordinate units. For example, the attack attribute of a Tier 1 spearman is 4, and it will become 8, 4 plus 4 under Chen Fei's hands. The attack will directly determine the damage of the unit. Defense, agree. The hero defense attributes can be superimposed on the arm's defense attributes. Defense will directly reduce the damage when being attacked. Power determines the strength and effect of magic. Knowledge determine the magic level and the upper limit of the magic value. And luck is a hero skill attached to ordinary white heroes. The effect of luck is very scary. There are 3 levels. At the first level, there is a 10% chance that your troops will increase their offensive and defensive points by 2 points when starting a battle. At the same time, there is a 1% chance that the arms will double attack. It can be said that if luck is against the sky, this lucky technique will become the key to reversing the situation. At this time, Chen Fei also successfully entered the game, appeared in his castle. At the same time, the sound of the system rang again. Congratulations to the player for being the first player in the world to build a castle. Would you like to inform the world? No. Chen Fei did not hesitate to choose no. As a human being, it is better to be low-key and be able to pretend to be a pig and eat a tiger. Why not do it? Congratulations to the player Tsing Yu Hate for establishing the castle, the Green Dragon City, and becoming the world's first player lord. The reputation of the Bright Alliance is 3,000. Congratulations to players for obtaining resource rewards, 30,000 gold coins, 5 units each of wood, mercury, ore, sulfur, crystal, and gems. Because the player is the world's first player lord, special hero rewards are given. Hero ranks are rare in blue. Do you want to recruit? Recruit, recruit, recruit. Chen Fei's head was like a chicken pecking at rice and he nodded quickly. In terms of rank, the rare blue heroes are better than the ordinary white heroes. It can be said that any blue rare hero is of infinite value. To give the simplest example, Daxia now has a king's list, and all the famous players on the list are the top 100 super game masters in Daxia's game power. Most of their character strength ranks are rare in blue. In other words, a rare blue hero has the potential to be on the list of kings. And generally speaking, the ranks of the rare blue heroes should be directly equivalent to the core units, elite arms. In the world of Hero Ashan, Tier 0 to Tier 6 are the mainstream arms. It means mainstream and mass. Tier 7 and 8 are the core arms, also known as elite arms. In most battles, Tier 7 and Tier 8 arms are the absolute core. The blue rare heroes can be directly equal to each other and even command the units of this rank. You can imagine its value, and above the core arms, Tiers 9 and 10 are powerful arms, also known as bronze medal crowns. Crown position itself has the meaning of apex. Therefore, the crowned arms above Tier 9 are completely different from those below Tier 9. There is a world of difference. If Tier 7 and Tier 8 arms become the absolute core of most battles, then the Tier 9 and 10 arms are the king in most battles. Their existence can directly affect the outcome of the battle. Is the King of War. Tier 11 and 12 are the trump card arms, also known as the Crown of Power. This means that the 11th and 12th ranks have the ability to indirectly affect the change of kingship. And this level, in contrast, is no longer on the same level as the so-called King of War. The arms of Tier 13 and Tier 14 are the apex crowns in the true sense of the forces of each faction. Crown, the crown of gods. Their existence is more like a god walking in the world. Even if it is the owner of the crown, that is, the lord of the kingdom and the lord of the principality, he will respect and treat him with sufficient respect and courtesy. Beep, the hero rewards are randomly successful, please recruit. Just when Chen Fei was thinking about it, the voice of the system rang again. At the same time, a ray of light flashed, and above the sky an elven beauty covered in armor riding a silver flying horse of the gods appeared in Chen Fei, slowly fell down. Oriana, the Silver Pegasus Knight Sea Master. Oriana, gender, female, level 1, maximum level 40. Non-reincarnation. Each level can get 1 attribute point. Attribute points can be attached to the 4 basic attributes. Below level 15 is the growth period, and the growth period is 3 points of the peak period. 1. There are no attribute points obtained after the growth period is upgraded. Race, Elf race. Equal order template, blue rare hero class, Silver Pegasus Knight attack, 12-16 defense, 9-11 strength, 3-4 knowledge, 2-0 life value, damage, 8-12. Speed, 8 hero skills, defensive skills, each level increases, the effect of defensive skills increases by 5%. A total of 3 levels. Hero talent, Silver Pegasus Knight Training Master can train 7th Order Pegasus Knights to 8th Order Silver Pegasus Knights, Comprehensive Evaluation, S-Class Blue Rare Hero, F***K. Looking at the panel attributes of Oriana in front of him, Chen Fei couldn't help but come up with a classic national curse. To vent the extremely surging excitement in my heart. Silver Pegasus Knight Training Master can train 7th Order Pegasus Knights to 8th Order Silver Pegasus Knights. This can be regarded as a top-level logistics strategic talent. The so-called strategic logistics talent is an extremely rare, but extremely valuable and extremely powerful talent. After all, the game in this world is no longer the simple 2D standalone player of the previous life. But there is plenty of time to grow and develop. Therefore, from a long-term perspective, the longer the time, the more powerful the strategic and logistics talents will undoubtedly be, more and more Tai. After all, is the rank 7 arms stronger or is the rank 8 arms stronger? Obviously, it must be the latter. With enough Pegasus Knights in Tier 7, this talent of Oriana can continuously cultivate a Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knight. If the two forces are anxious, the enemy has already lost. Why? Because at the same time in the same troop layer, you recruited a Tier 7 Pegasus Knight, but I was a Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knight. There is no doubt that the next battle will be crushing. Even if the process in between is definitely not free, it may require a lot of resources. However, it is totally worth it. After all, the ability to have more powerful arms can guarantee higher efficiency and more success rate to fight everywhere. In order to obtain a lot of resources and more gold coins, and this is undoubtedly a perfect virtuous circle. To be honest, the importance and priority of gold coins and resources in the world of Hero Ashan is not high. At any time, the highest priority in this world is strength. They are all kinds of powerful arms. And this kind of hero talent that can continue a perfect virtuous cycle is collectively referred to as strategic logistics talent. Any strategic talent is extremely powerful and important. At the same time, it is very, very rare. Among the tens of billions of global players in the entire game, they are one of the few. As for the comprehensive evaluation of the so-called S-Class Blue Rare Heroes, it is a professional evaluation given by the system. White Ordinary, Blue Rare, Purple Elite, Orange Leader, Crimson Crown, this is the top 5 hero ranks of Hero Ashan world. Between rank and rank, the strength and potential of all aspects of heroes differ greatly. It can't be compared at all. And heroes in the same rank, according to their abilities, strength, potential, and hero talents, there will be obvious upper and lower divisions. The system will also make corresponding professional assessments for this, and divide them into 6 small levels from low to high, namely D level, C level, B level, A level, S level, and SSS level. Oriana can be evaluated as an S-rank Blue Rare hero. You can see how fierce it is, how powerful. Owner. Seeing Chen Fei's silence, Oriana said with a puzzled expression on her face again, Hello Oriana, I am the Lord of Green Dragon City and I recruited you. Chen Fei returned to his senses and said quickly, Dear Master, Oriana is very happy to serve you. Is there anything I can do for you? Oriana walked off the silver flying horse, respectfully and politely made a standard knight manner to Chen Fei and asked, To be honest, I don't have a clue so far, can you help me? Chen Fei asked. Of course. Dear Master, Oriana stroked the dazzling blonde hair next to her ear, her eyes flickered, and she said immediately, I just took a rough look in the sky. Near our Green Dragon City Castle, there are roughly 3 timber resource points and 2 minerals. The defensive strength is very average. I have Pegasus Knight 2 and Dwarf 11 in my hand. Easily knock them down, but the collection task is a big problem. Even if I send all the units in my hand to collect, the gap is still very big. Speaking of this, Oriana frowned and seemed helpless. Make bricks without straw. She feels this way now. Don't we have a castle? Can the castle recruit troops? Chen Fei asked. It can be, but Green Dragon City is a first-class castle with only a variety of basic buildings. If you want to recruit units, you must spend gold coins and some resources to build. Take the first-tier Centaur recruitment point building, the human stables, for example. It needs 5,000 gold coins and 5 pieces of wood. Oriana just wanted to say that there should be none, because she knows that Green Dragon City is a new city, a first-class castle, and these words all mean impoverished nothing. But before she finished her words, Chen Fei suddenly got excited and spoke. 5,000 gold and 5 lumbers, that's okay, I have everything. The system just rewarded him with 30,000 gold coins and 5 units of various resources. Now it comes in handy. Forget it, I'll give it to you. A total of 30,000 gold coins, 5 units of wood, mercury ore, sulfur, crystal, and gemstones. You can just use it. Chen Fei handed all the gold coins and resources to Oriana. After all, he is also a smart man. Anyway, I don't know anything about the construction of this castle, and I don't know anything. It's better to let those who understand it take full responsibility. I'm so relaxed. Thank you for your trust. Oriana was flattered and accepted the gold coins and resources, and immediately calculated it in an orderly manner. With these 30,000 gold coins, we can completely upgrade this chamber to the interior hall. In this way, our daily income in Green Dragon City can reach 1,000 gold coins. In addition, since there are enough gold coins, I suggest building a recruitment building for dwarves of Tier 3 arms, dwarven cottages. As for the stables, we can wait for us to capture the 2 timber resource points and have more timber resources. After that, come to build. As for the time spent on all of this, it is estimated to be 7 days for the time being. When the voice fell, Oriana looked at Chen Fei. Well, very good. Oriana, you deserve to be a rare blue hero, much better than me. Chen Fei couldn't help but exclaimed, "Sure enough, it's really much easier to have a reliable person to help. This is what I should do." Oriana smiled proudly, as if enjoying Chen Fei's compliment. It seems that the heroes in the game also like to listen and be obedient. That's right. At this moment, Chen Fei suddenly thought of something and asked again. "By the way, Oriana, you have 2 Pegasus riders. Can you train them directly into silver Pegasus riders?" "It can be, but I need some gold coins as well as special resources crystals." Oriana hesitated. Seeing Oriana, Chen Fei suddenly felt bad but still couldn't help asking, "How much do you need?" 50,000 gold coins, crystal 3. How many?" Chen Fei's voice suddenly raised 8 degrees, suddenly became dumbfounded. 50,000 gold coins. Oriana said weakly, "Stop." Now that she was not halfway through her words, Chen Fei directly told her to shut up. 50,000 gold coins. Crystal 3, this F***CK grabs money is this. Pegasus Knights are tier 7 units. In the world of Hero Ashan, the recruiting price for the 7th tier arms starts at 30,000 gold coins, and the 8th tier is about 100,000 gold coins. 30,000 plus 50,000, this is only 80,000, and it is also 20,000 cheaper, which is indeed not expensive. It's even very cheap. But the problem is that Chen Fei now has only 30,000 gold coins in his hand. What are you doing? The hole is so big that it can't be filled. Hey, Chen Fei was dull for a while, shaking his head and sighing. "Forget it, I'll talk about it later." "Don't worry, master, only 50,000 gold coins. As long as we can lay down a few gold mines in Green Dragon City, we will be able to gather them soon. The only trouble is the crystal mine resource point. This is a special resource point which is very rare," Oriana said seriously. In her opinion, Crystal 3 is much more difficult than 50,000 gold coins. "This is the point, right? I know I'm going to make arrangements." Chen Fei smiled bitterly and waved. "Yes, respected master." Oriana performed a standard knight manner again and then was about to turn around and leave, but suddenly she seemed to have thought of something, her face changed and she hesitated. "Master, there is one more thing." "What's up?" Chen Fei questioned. "Previously, when I was in the sky, I dazzled my eyes probably as if I saw a dragon cliff in our Green Dragon City. I should have read it wrong, right?" "Yes, I must have read it wrong," Oriana said weakly. "I feel so stupid. Longya is the 13th Apex Crown. Crown, recruitment building for the Green Dragon. What is this concept? Even the main empire of their forest camp, Irolan, the recruiting buildings for these top-tier units are also very few. It is a rare existence. Adding up all of them, I'm afraid there are no more than 5. And this Green Dragon City is just a first-class castle. There would be no existence of Longya at all." Yes, it is impossible, but she didn't notice. Chen Fei trembled suddenly after hearing her words. Then fell into deathly silence. "I rely on, this won't be my real gold finger, the traveler welfare gift pack, right?" After a long time, Chen Fei muttered in his heart. At the same time, his heart began to jump up and down quickly. Unable to calm down, "Oriana, you can arrange things first." Chen Fei pursed his mouth and said, "Yes, Master." Oriana retires first. Oriana turned and rode on the silver Pegasus, heading to the resource point in the wild. At the same time, Chen Fei took a deep breath and walked towards the Green Dragon City. Because it is a first-class castle, the area of Green Dragon City today is not large, and it is still very desolate. Except for a few basic buildings, nothing else. But at this time, Chen Fei's attention is obviously not on these basic buildings. At this moment, his eyes were widening round, staring at the deepest part of Green Dragon City. There is a steep cliff, and on this steep cliff is a dragon cliff. The 13th Apex Crown of the Forest Camp, Crown Unit, the recruiting building for the Green Dragon, F***K. Suddenly Chen Fei made another classic but elegant national curse. Because apart from these 2 words, he was so ignorant of learning, and he really couldn't find any other words to describe the excitement in his heart at this time. "Longya, really Dragon Cliff, developed now. No, you have to go and have a look." Swish, suddenly Chen Fei's feet seemed to be equipped with a bazooka stepping on a hot wheel, flying towards Longya like flying. Fortunately, it is now in the game, and his character is also a white ordinary hero. It is dozens of times more powerful than ordinary people, hundreds of times. So even though the mountain on which Longya was located was extremely steep and the wall stood thousands of feet tall, he still climbed it easily. Longya allows you to contract to recruit the 13-tier Green Dragon. Number of recruits, 1 recruitment day. January 1st of natural month, recruitment cost, 1,500 W gold coins, 800 crystals. Seeing the recruiting price, Chen Fei went stupid on the spot, vomiting blood 3 liters. F***CK, can you still play games happily? Banks are not grabbing like this, right? It's too expensive. But before the voice was over, Chen Fei discovered that there were other things in this dragon cliff. In this crystal-surrounded, magnificent dragon cliff lair, two huge green dragon eggs that Chen Fei can't embrace with both hands are extremely dazzling, striking. Green dragon egg status. Hatchable. A special ownerless green dragon egg is found. Is it possible to incubate by contract? Does this still need to be said? Chen Fei suddenly jumped up to 8 feet tall with excitement and quickly nodded to confirm. Incubate, 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 incubate. Hurry up, ownerless green dragon egg. No money, right? Damn it, this is an instant from hell to heaven. Not only that, what is the concept of two green dragons? Is it completely invincible? I haven't read the news on the outside. So far, there is no tier 11 arms in the entire Earth of Daxia. Looking at the world, there are no more than 5 people with 11 arms. So to them, the rank 13 green dragon is completely a father, okay? Damn it. Becoming a dad for the first time in a game and I have no experience, how do I play it? How do you pretend to be a dad by playing games? Very urgent, wait online. Just when Chen Fei was excited and mentally out of order and his skin felt very comfortable, the two green dragon eggs in front of him suddenly shook. Catcha, then I heard a sound of broken eggshells appearing in my ears. Whisper, whisper. The small head covered with mucus came out of the cracked eggshell. With his eyes still closed, he looked silly as he was just born. Whisper, whisper, the two little guys began to scream again. The amazing thing is that Chen Fei can understand what they are talking about. They are hungry. They are saying they are hungry. Chen Fei hurriedly carefully picked up the eggshells scattered beside them and handed them to their mouths. Crack, click, click. They quickly ate the eggshell that Chen Fei handed to his mouth. At the same time, they seemed to have some strength. Their brilliant crystal eyes opened with difficulty, and they looked left and right and finally landed on Chen Fei's face, and they screamed happily all at once. Whisper. Whisper. At the same time, Chen Fei also felt an extremely intimacy and gentleness in their eyes. Chen Fei immediately understood what they meant. They are calling Dad. Pouch. Chen Fei couldn't help laughing and immediately stretched out his hand and gently stroked their heads, said slowly. I'm not your father, but you can also regard me as the closest person. So, I would like to ask you both to give more advice in the future. Grumbling, grumble. Two little green dragons shook their heads and stared at Chen Fei affectionately. Nodding again and again. At the same time, Chen Fei heard the system prompt again. System prompt. Congratulations to the players Tsing Yu Wu Heng for becoming the first player in the world of Hero Ashan who contracted to recruit the 13th rank of the crown. The reward is 2W for the prestige of the Bright Alliance, and the gold reward is 20W, wood, ore, crystal, mercury gems, 10 units of sulfur each. Beep. The players No Hate Insignia Bright Alliance has a reputation value of 2W3 and can receive the baronial title in any main city in the Bright Alliance camp, Templar camp, Forest camp, Tower camp. Congratulations to the player Ching Yu Wu Hate for becoming the first player in the world of Hero Ashan who contracted to recruit real dragon-type creatures, rewarding hero talents, the Green Dragon Lord. Hero talent, Green Dragon Lord subordinate to his tier 13 Green Dragon, damage increased by 5%. Offensive and defensive attributes +3, beep. Congratulations to the player's personal character hero rank of Tsing Yu Wu Hate for successfully advancing. Promoted to the Purple Elite. Die as the world's first player who successfully promoted to the Purple Elite hero. He will reward the Bright Alliance with 5,000 reputation, 5W gold coins, and 5 units of wood, ore, crystal, mercury gems, and sulfur. Reward the initial hero skills, attack surgery. Offensive skills like luck skills have 3 levels. At level 1, the effect of offensive skills is to increase melee physical damage by 10% and can overlap with other talents and damage skills. At the same time, Chen Fei's panel attributes have also become No Hate Insignia. Race half-human, half-elf, can be reincarnated. Occupation Patrol Knight, title Nobility Hero, level Template Purple Elite Hero, level 1 up to level 40. After reincarnation you can reach level 60. You can get 2 attribute points for each level. The attribute points can be attached to the 4 basic attributes. Health 15 damage, 3-6 attack, 4 increase the attack power of the troops and increase the damage defense. 2 increase the defense of the troops, reduce damage strength. 1 strengthen magic kill, enhance magic effect and last round. Knowledge 0 affects the upper limit of the hero's mana. 1 point of knowledge corresponds to the upper limit of 10 mana treasures. None resources, none arms, none hero skills. Luck level 1, offensive level 1. Hero talent, Green Dragon Lord subordinate to his tier 13 Green Dragon, damage increased by 5%. Offensive and defensive attributes +3 comprehensive evaluation, SSS class Purple Elite Hero. The 4 basic attributes have not changed at all. In other words, relying only on the talent of the Green Dragon Lord, Chen Fei's personal character hero rank template jumped from a white ordinary hero to purple elite hero at a 3 level. And still SSS purple elite hero. What a pie, Diao's flying up. And this huge pile of rewards was smashed head-on, and Chen Fei was immediately fattened, become a big local tyrant. 230,000 gold coins, 15 units of various resources, not only the 2 Pegasus Knights under Oriana can immediately be upgraded to Silver Pegasus Knights. The current desolate situation of Green Dragon City, which is waiting to be developed, can also start to build new buildings everywhere. In short, this bow is definitely a big profit. Grumbling, grumble. At the same time, when Chen Fei suddenly ignored them, the 2 cute little green dragons suddenly became anxious. You fight for me, get into Chen Fei's arms and act like a baby. All right, come, let me hug. Chen Fei hurriedly comforted them just like coaxing a puppy. The newly born green dragon is not big, just like a husky. Chen Fei was leading one in one hand and he hugged and hugged. This comforted them. At the same time, Chen Fei was also curious to check their attributes. Silena Dodalim S*X, female level 1 up to level 90, 3 attribute points can be obtained for each level up. Attribute points can be attached to the 4 basic attributes. Level 15 and below are the juvenile stage and the attribute is 1/3 of the adult stage. Infancy, there will be no attribute points obtained after the period upgrade. Race, Green Dragon equal order template, Crimson Crown Hero class, Green Dragon Warrior attack 43-47 defense 41-43. Strength 4-5 knowledge, 11-11 health value, 6,000 damage, 95-123 speed, 10. Hero skills, defense level 1, offensive level 1, magic resistance level 1, hero talent. Venom Dragon's Breath, Green Dragon's Breath will be upgraded to Venom damage, covering a wide area and the damage is extremely amazing. Green Dragon Leader can increase the original attack power and defense power of the 13-tier Green Dragon under his command. The initial value is 3%. It will continue to increase as the hero level increases. The highest price becomes 33%. Forest King, all arms of the forest camp are under its command, with offensive and defensive attributes +3, only limited to rank 13 arms or less. Magic immunity, immunity to all level 1-3 magic. Level 4 magic effect is halved. Comprehensive evaluation, D-Class Crimson Champion. Cicilino Dodalim gender, male level 1 up to level 90, 3 attribute points can be obtained for each level up. Attribute points can be attached to the 4 basic attributes. Level 15 or lower is the juvenile stage and the attribute is 1/3 of the adult stage. Infancy, there will be no attribute points obtained after the period upgrade. Race, Green Dragon equal order template, Crimson Crown Hero occupation, Green Dragon Loremaster. Attack 37-41 defense, 32-34 strength, 18-19 knowledge, 30-30 health value, 5600. Damage 85-107 speed. Hero skills, defense, level 1 magic resistance, level 1 wisdom skill, level 1 hero talent. Venom Dragon's Breath, Green Dragon's Breath will be upgraded to Venom damage, covering a wide area and the damage is extremely amazing. Forest King, all arms of the forest camp under its command, offensive and defensive attributes +3, only limited to the 13th level arms. Green Dragon Affinity, when the force recruits a tier 13 Green Dragon, the gold coins and various resources required for recruitment are reduced by 30%. At the same time, there is a higher chance of recruiting high-quality powerful Green Dragons, knowledgeable, familiar with most of the secrets of the hero Ashan world and the history of ancient times. There is a chance to attract polymaths to join. Immunity to magic, immunity to all level 1-3 magic. Comprehensive assessment, C-rank Crimson Champion, Hiss. After seeing the panel attributes of the 2 little green dragons, Chen Fei was stunned for a while before taking a deep breath, shocked. It's actually the Green Dragon hero, F***K. This time it's really awesome. The common sense of the hero Ashan world, heroes are greater than arms. In other words, within the same race, the strength of the hero is definitely above the arms. And it's a lot stronger, a lot. For example, Silena and Cicilino, the 2 Green Dragon heroes, their adult attribute panel after level 15 is equivalent to the Green Dragon of the ordinary 13th troop. But this is just a starting point for them. Because the level growth limit of the Green Dragon hero is as high as 90, even if the infancy of the first 15 levels is eliminated, there is still a huge room for growth at level 75. Especially as the Crimson Champion after level 15, Zyalina and the others can get 3 attribute points at each level. Level 75 is the point. And any hero can carry strategic treasures, learn various hero skills and magic. Even can lead troops. What is this concept? If you can really grow to that point, even if you are alone, facing the ranks of the 14th gods, you can slaughter at will. If you lead your troops on the expedition, you can conquer the city and stand on your own as the king. In the world of Hero Ashan, the number of units that a hero can carry is limited, which is level X 100X rank. In other words, the Green Dragon hero's number of troops is as high as more than 100,000, which is enough to increase the offensive and defensive attribute points for the 100,000 army at the same time. And if the ranks of the arms are strong enough, these 100,000 tigers and wolves can become the foundation of a nation. Only the Crimson-Crowned heroes who were born in the crown of the 14th Order gods can beat them. But the existence of that level, even if it is the lair of the planes of the major forces, is almost a rare existence, and it is very few, some even don't. In other words, once these two little guys grow to the top, even if they are not the strongest hero in the world, it is definitely the top batch standing at the peak. Thinking of this, Chen Fei couldn't help but tremble all over with excitement. Excited enough to hold two little guys yelling, "Sialina is awesome, Cicilino is invincible," grumbling, grumble, grumbling, grumble. Seeing that Chen Fei was so happy, the two little guys yelled happily. The cheerful smirk kept on. The recruitment method between them and Chen Fei is contract recruitment. Contract recruitment is also the highest priority, most equal, and most intimate recruitment method among all recruitment methods. Now in the hearts of these two little guys, Chen Fei is completely regarded as the closest person. So I was so happy, excited, and happy to see Chen Fei. Although they don't know why, they are all happy, excited, and happy together. Family, it needs to bedity. After excitement and excitement, Chen Fei took a closer look at the attribute panels of the two little guys. Not surprisingly, Sialina should be regarded as a typical god-level war hero, because she not only has super high health value and blood volume, super strong attack and defense attribute value, also immune to level 1-3 magic. At the same time, the Venom Dragon's breath is still a large-scale group attack damage. This is very rare. After all, even if it is sputtering group attack damage, it is also from the dignified Apex Crown, the hand of the Green Dragon. The slightly lower level units can't hold them at all and kill a large number of them. It's completely like a big killer. At the same time, the hero talent of the leader of the Green Dragon can directly enhance the original attack and defense attribute values of the Green Dragon of the 13th tier, up to 33%. This is even more terrifying. After the offensive and defensive attribute value has been increased by 33%, the Green Dragon under Sialina can almost become the most powerful existence among the 13th Order arms. Even if it's called the existence of the nearest deity, the 13th Order demon and the 13th Order angel with the title of demigod. It is unknown whether they can survive the Green Dragon, whose offensive and defensive attribute value has been increased by 33% in the case of Heads Up. It may be a 50-50 situation, and this is undoubtedly a terrible thing. After all, the 13th Order demon and the 13th Order angel are recognized as the strongest 13th Order existence. In a real fight in the same rank, they can often create an amazing record of 1-2 or even 1-3. The strength is very terrifying. This is why they are called demigods and the existence of the nearest gods. The word god is the crown of the 14th level god and exclusive to the existence of gods. It is a kind of honor in itself to be able to get such a title. It is enough to prove a lot of things. Perhaps it is precisely because of this that Sialina will be comprehensively evaluated as the Crimson Crown. After all, in this Hero Ashan world, the Crimson Crowned hero has an extremely terrifying nickname. That is God. A true god walking in the world. Please note that the nickname here is not added to him by the Earthlings, but the long-standing name of the natives of the Hero Ashan world. To them, the Crimson Crowned hero is God. Those who can be compared with it, besides the Crimson Crowned heroes that exist on the same level, are there only the right holders of the king of a country, right? As for Cicilino, whose comprehensive assessment of the system is higher than that of Sialina, he is a typical god-level logistics and strategic hero. First of all, the hero talent is knowledgeable and represents top wisdom, and wisdom has always been equated with strength. At the same time, this attribute that has a chance of attracting polymaths is a top strategic talent. The longer the time, the greater the benefit. Then there is the hero talent of Green Dragon Affinity, and it is absolutely super powerful top SSS level strategic hero talent. It is necessary to know that in the world of Hero Ashan, the recruitment price of each of the 13-tier top-ranked arms has a starting point of as high as 1,200 W gold coins. At the same time, hundreds of units of special resources are needed. In other words, the heroic talent of Cicilino alone can at least help Chen Fei save W's gold coins and dozens of units of special resources every time a green dragon is successfully recruited. What concept is this? Just the saved gold coins and special resources can train Silver Pegasus Knight 45 in Oriana. This is a Tier 8 unit. Wherever it is the absolute core superpower. Even if you are willing to go out for exchange, even if you are a major general, it is not hopeless. And this was only saved by recruiting a green dragon. If things go on like this, after a long time, the difference between these will surely form an astronomical figure. At that time, it can be said that even if there is another person on the earth, he has the 13th Order Apex Crown in his hand, as well as the Wild Castle in the private domain. At the same time, Chen Fei did not have the prerequisite of owning Sayalina, a god-level war hero. It can also be easily put on the ground. Even the difficulty will only be as simple and easy as the father hitting the son. Only low but not high. And this is also the real horror of the god-level logistics strategy hero. Long stream of water, boil the frog in warm water. At the same time, this can also become the foundation of a nation, become the backbone of the creation of a country. After crossing, everything has become different. Chen Fei couldn't bear the excitement in his heart and said excitedly with his arms around the two little guys, "Let's go take you two to fight monsters and upgrade." At present, the two green dragon baby heroes, as well as himself, are only level 1 and there is huge room for improvement. Therefore, it is urgent to raise the level as soon as possible, the top priority. As for the recruitable green dragon in Longya, don't think about it, just rest in a short time. 1,500 W gold coins, 800 crystals, it takes months to grab everywhere, besides, he still has no place to grab. Roar, roar, roar. As if she understood Chen Fei's words, Zyalina suddenly uttered a majestic roar like a dragon's roar. At the same time, Zyalina broke free from Chen Fei's hand, hovered in the air, changed her body, and quickly grew into a mighty and domineering giant dragon. After the transformation, Zyalina stood up more than 10 meters tall. It's like a hill. A pair of huge dragon wings spread out, giving people a feeling of covering the sky and the sun, and a powerful coercion rushed toward him. It's suffocating. This is. Chen Fei is silly. Where's the husky? Why is it gone? Sickle babble. Cicilino called out, nestling in Chen Fei's arms. Chen Fei understood what he was talking about. It turns out that all dragon races have a variety of forms such as normal, combat, defense, and dormant forms. Among them, the battle form is the strongest. Continue to play 100% of the power to attack the panel attributes. And the state of Cicilino now and the state of Serena before are both normal. The strength under normal conditions is the most balanced, and it can display more than 80% of the attack panel attribute power. Can you still play like this? Chen Fei's face was speechless. Isn't this the difference between the peak state and the normal state in reality? Everyone's peak state is undoubtedly the strongest, but it cannot be sustained, because the load and consumption are too great to bear. So the vast majority of people in reality do things in a normal state most of the time. This is also a manifestation of flesh and blood, and the game is just a bunch of data. Many people ignore this point. But now this. It seems that they can't be regarded as simple game characters. Perhaps this should be regarded as an alternative fusion of the two worlds, right? Chen Fei's eyes flickered and he muttered to himself. After all, even if the power of the game is realized in reality, there are such incredible things. How can it be a simple game? Roar, roar, roar. At the same time, Sayalina leaned in front of Chen Fei, leaned down, snarled excitedly, and motioned Chen Fei to sit on it. Ride a dragon. Suddenly Chen Fei's eyes lit up. Dragon Knight, you're so handsome, okay. Chen Fei immediately ran to Zyalina's back and said after thinking about it, let's go to the east and have a look. If I remember correctly, Oriana had gone southwest. And to the east is a huge and steep mountain which is extremely difficult to climb, and the environment is extremely harsh. Even the Silver Pegasus Knight hero didn't want to get involved easily. But for Sayalina, it was completely ignored. Because she is the green dragon of the 13th Apex Crown unit, and also the Crimson Champion, any harsh environment is the same to her. It is completely unaffected and can be flat on the ground. Roar, roar, roar. Upon hearing Chen Fei's words, Sayalina jumped into the air with excitement and flew towards the mountains to the east. At the same time, the name displayed on the map on Chen Fei's side has also changed. It has become the Duchy of Unicorns, the Forest of Lorraine, and the Doomsday Mountains. At the same time, in the southwest of Green Dragon City, Oriana, who was leading her troops to attack a certain timber resource point, suddenly trembled as if she had heard something and then murmured suspiciously. Is it right? It sounds like a dragon roar. Is there a dragon colony near here? This is a disaster. At the same time, Chen Fei, who was flying for 9 days behind Xialina, was shouting with excitement at this time. Ah. From ancient times to the present, whether it is the previous Earth or the present Earth, flying to the sky is the ultimate dream of all human beings. Even in the game, when Chen Fei really flew for 9 days and set foot on the sky. Still can't hold back the inner excitement, excited and excited to the extreme. Roar, 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 roar. But he was not the only one who was excited and excited this time, although Xialina and Cicilino are both dragons. He is the king of the sky, but because he was just born, it was the first time he flew. This feeling makes them feel very comfortable. It's like going home. And this excellent flying experience also made Chen Fei, Xialina, and Cicilino simply forget what their previous purpose was. Later, Cicilino, who was obviously calmer, also transformed into a dragon, soaring into the sky, straight and happy in that excitement. It wasn't until later that everyone was tired of playing and Chen Fei said this. Okay, don't forget. Xialina, slow down and lower. Let me see what's going on in the mountains of the Doomsday. Roar, roar. Xialina leaned down and began to approach the ground, at the same time slowing down a lot. But now Cicilino changed, returned to the husky form, fell to Chen Fei's side, bounced and acted like a baby. Okay, don't jump. Come here. Chen Fei hugged Cicilino in his arms, carefully observing the ground conditions. The so-called Doomsday Mountains are just as the name suggests. There are active volcanoes with special signs of activity everywhere. High-temperature magma can be seen everywhere, flowing wantonly. At the same time, the ranks of the field units in the Doom Mountains are also very tough. After watching it casually for a while, Chen Fei found at least 4 batches of field troops. They are 3 hounds of the 6th arms, the monitor lizards of the 8th arms, the griffins of the 5th arms, and the fighting dwarves of the 4th arms. Field units, commonly known as wild monsters, in most games they act as experience packs and experience babies. Seen in the world of Hero Ashan, this is not the case. In fact, for most ordinary players, the field units are like nightmares. Because you have to die if you see it, can't run away, and they are also the culprits responsible for the deletion and reconstruction of accounts by the majority of ordinary players. The two sides have an insoluble blood hatred, either you die or I live. But obviously, for now, these wild monsters still have the absolute upper hand. It's completely crushed. Take the 4 batches of wild monsters in front of you, 1 tier 6 arms, 1 tier 5 arms, and 1 tier 4 arms. There is even a tier 8 arms. Except for the top masters on the list of kings, everyone who meets them has to finish it, but it is clear that this theory does not apply to Chen Fei at all. Roar, roar, roar. Xialina also noticed those field troops, her eyes lit up, and she let out a warlike dragon roar. Confident, Chen Fei hesitated slightly. Tier 4 combat dwarves, Tier 5 griffins, Tier 6 3 hounds, he doesn't worry, but Tier 8 monitor lizards are still a bit more powerful, right? And according to his observation, the number of Tier 8 monitor lizards is quite a lot, at least in double digits. Although Xialina is the hero of the Green Dragon, it's the Crimson Crown. However, she is only level 1 after all, and she is not yet an adult. Roar, roar, roar. Seeing Chen Fei didn't believe in herself, Xialina suddenly became anxious and roared again and again, as if she was saying, Master, you have to believe me. It's not that I look down on them, but all the troops in the field are all rubbish. So confident. After understanding Xialina's eagerness, Chen Fei nodded quickly and spoke. Then go, but be careful, don't get hurt. When the voice fell, Chen Fei flipped from Xialina's back. He jumped directly to the ground. In the game, he is now a purple elite hero. Although he is only level 1, he still has no problem jumping tens of meters in the air. There is no difficulty at all. Roar, roar. Hearing Chen Fei's words, Xialina's eyes flashed with intimacy and softness. Immediately after a mighty dragon chant, he opened the huge green dragon wings with a swish, flapped its wings and flew high, rushing towards the strongest enemy, the Tier 8 monitor lizard. Monitor tier position, Tier 8 field units. Attack 48, defense 48, health value 1600. Damage 32/48. Speed 8. Special skill Petrification, his hiss. His hiss. As if perceiving the danger, the double-digit monitor lizards made a horrified roar. The gap in rank can be said to be naturally suppressed. That is the fear from the depths of the soul. Roar, roar, roar. Oh, the huge dragon is coming like a storm of extinction. gathered behind Zyalina and then rushed like a tsunami, causing the more than 10 monitor lizards to stagger in an instant, swaying to catch. Pouch! A strong sound of breaking through the air appeared in the air. Chen Fei, who watched carefully from a distance, even saw an afterimage flashing by, and the head of a Tier 8 monitor lizard was exploded on the spot, killed directly. F***K. So powerful, Chen Fei couldn't help being dumbfounded and took a deep breath. In his opinion, the level 1 Cyalina and this adult monitor lizard do not seem to have much difference on the panel, but the blood skin is thicker, and the hero talent and skills are more. But the facts have proved that the battle, victory, and defeat in the Hero Ashan world really cannot just look at the attribute panel. The property panel is just the basis, but far from everything. Wow. Zyalina won with a single blow and did not love to fight. She just fluttered her wings and rose into the air, widening the gap with the other monitor lizards that were attacking with rage. The green dragon has wings and can fly, and he is still the overlord of the sky, but the monitor lizard has nothing, they can't fly at all. So, in fact, they already lost the battle at the beginning. Boom. Cyalina shot again, patted it with a paw, and pierced the bodies of the 2 monitor lizards alive. The huge force blasted deep gullies on the hard rocks. The size of adult monitor lizards is even larger than that of Cyalina's fighting form, but even so, their corpses are still not full in this gully. Just occupy a small area. It can be seen how terrifying the power of Zyalina's dragon claws is. His hiss. His hiss. The angry monitor lizard let out a crazy roar. At the same time, their eyes changed, shining mysterious magical powers, lasing out petrochemical. But this magical power hit Zyalina's body, but it didn't have any effect at all. Was completely ignored, because the monitor lizard's petrification talent is a 3rd-level non-attribute magic, but Zyalina, a hero of the green dragon, is naturally immune to magic below level 4. Roar, roar, roar. Zyalina uttered a domineering dragon roar from her mouth, and at the same time splendid dragon power emerged from her body, gathered in her mouth, and sprayed out into a horrible dark green light beam, sinking into the monitor lizards on the ground. This is the talented skill of the green dragon tribe, Venom Dragon Breath. His hiss. His hiss. All the monitor lizards screamed in pain. The large chunks of strong muscles on the huge body were quickly corrupted, and there appeared terrifying blood holes and white bones. Roar, 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 Cyalina once again uttered the victor's whistle. Then she burst out with a terrifying dragon power light all over her body. The huge dragon wings spread out, like a god, covering the sky and the sun, swooping down, rumble. Suddenly, an extremely terrifying energy shockwave appeared between the world and the earth, spreading for tens of thousands of meters. The depressed person can't breathe. At the same time, after Nasialina slaughtered the army of monitor lizards, wherever she went, no monitor lizard could survive even a claw against Zyalina. In this way, it took a few breaths, and the remaining 7 or 8 adult monitor lizards were wiped out. The one left is gone. At the same time, Chen Fei's ears also rang the continuous reminder of the system. Congratulations to the player's successful upgrade of Xingyu Wu Hate. The current level is 2, get 2 attribute points. Congratulations to the player's successful upgrade of Xingyu Wu Hate. The current level is 3, and congratulations to the player's successful upgrade of Xingyu Wu Hate. The current level is 11, get 2 attribute points. Guru. Chen Fei swallowed dumbfounded, his face was shocked. At the same time, he only felt that his worldview was completely subverted at this moment. It's like dreaming. It is said that Tier 8 arms are very fierce and awesome. More than a dozen adult big guys who are heavier than a giant truck are just seconds away by a little kid. Oh my god. Although Chen Fei also knows that the game Heroes of Invincibility, Global Advent in this world is no longer the simple standalone game on Earth before crossing Heroes of Invincibility 3. But this level 1 kid dragon is so fierce. It's too exaggerated and terrifying, right? However, before Chen Fei had too much time to continue to shock, Zyalina roared to the sky again, flapping her wings and rushing towards the next enemy. And this time her goal is 3 hounds of Tier 6. Roar, roar, roar. The adult Tier 6 3 hounds are not much smaller than the monitor lizards, and all of them are like a black hill. Just standing on it is suffocating, but they are still burning with extremely terrifying hell flames. The temperature of these hell flames is extremely high, and the damage is comparable to level 1 magic. Wherever the 3 hounds went, there was no grass growing and everything was burned to death. And there are really a lot of them, there are 34. But even so, facing this group of 3 hounds that are like hell like a devil, Cyalina directly rushed into the enemy's central hinterland in a rampaging posture, as if entering an uninhabited state. Roar, roar. Facing the attack of Cyalina, the three hounds were unaware of fear and showed their ferocious faces. They slaughtered them to tear the enemy into pieces. But most of the three hounds hadn't gotten close to Cyalina's body, and the lightning-fast Cyalina dragon claws broke through the air, and they shot them all into meat foam, strike through the earth. No bones left. Obviously, although there are more of them, compared with the previous Tier 8 monitor lizard with more than 10 heads, the combat effectiveness is not one level at all. Cyalina just rushed in like this. She didn't use her brain at all, but it didn't take long for her to kill all 3 or 43 hounds. It seems that there is no difficulty. Really naughty. Seeing this scene, Chen Fei was excited and couldn't help giving a thumbs up to Cyalina. Killing this bunch of Tier 6 and Tier 8 units as pigs, and not even a bit of health, is worthy of a Tier 13 green dragon. Worthy of being a Crimson Champion. It's a really fierce pie, Diaos flying up. On the Doom Mountains where lava flows, the bodies of the monitor lizards of the 8th arms and the 3 hounds of the 6th arms pile up into the mountains, which is shocking. Roar. Cyalina let out an earth-shaking dragon roar. The belligerent instinct made her extremely enjoy the process of fighting. That QI feeling made her extremely excited. In this scene, the griffin of Tier 5 arms and the fighting dwarves of Tier 4 arms in the distance seem to be aware that the end is coming. While screaming in horror, he flees like crazy. And seeing this scene, Cyalina, who has a militant nature, certainly can't make them get what they want. Roar, roar, roar. Cyalina uttered a domineering dragon roar, and at the same time splendid dragon power emerged from her body, which gathered in her mouth and sprayed out into a horrible dark green beam of light towards the fleeing group of griffins scattered on the sky. The talented skills of the green dragon, the dragon's breath of venom. Boom! The power of the terrifying dragon exploded in the center of the group of griffins, and a dark green storm that reached a kilometer in size instantly appeared in the sky. For a time, all the griffins that fled in all directions were swept back by the pulling force of the storm and dragged into it. After a while, the group of griffins also evaporated directly from the world. All gone. When Chen Fei saw this scene, he continued to be stunned and confused. He wondered if this kind of power could be realized in reality. Wouldn't it be a dragon-shaped self-propelled nuclear bomb? After destroying the Tier 5 arms group of griffins, Cyalina once again fluttered her wings, turned her spear head and rushed towards the last target, Tier 4 arms combat dwarves. Grumbling, grumble. But at this moment, Cicilino on Chen Fei's side suddenly moved. He made a sound and stopped Cyalina. Roar, roar. Serena looked suspiciously at Cicilino, her face full of confusion. Grumbling, grumble. Cicilino said a few words to Cicilino, then his little butt twisted, the dragon's wings fluttered, and he flew directly towards the fighting dwarf. But he didn't seem to be going to kill monsters. When he flew to the fighting dwarf and said something, Chen Fei's ear immediately rang a system prompt. 56. The combat dwarves admire you and are willing to join your army. Will you accept it? F***K. Chen Fei jumped up directly, excited, shining eyes. Is this the strongest hero skill in the legendary Heroes of Invincibility 3 Diplomacy? Chen Fei quickly glanced through the attribute panel of Cicilino, but he didn't find the shadow of diplomacy at all. Strange, what's the matter? Chen Fei was puzzled. Grumbling, grumble. The voice of Cicilino came. Chen Fei listened carefully and then suddenly realized. This turned out to be the privilege of the top champions of all factions. There is a chance to recruit all field units below Tier 11 in the same camp. The higher the rank of the field unit, the lower the success rate. The Green Dragon is the top rank of Tier 13 in the forest camp. The combat dwarves are also Tier 4 units of the forest camp. Cicilino tried to talk and it succeeded. But for him, it's just recruiting mere Tier 4 arms, and the success rate must be very high, very high. After all the components of Hero Ashan world are not simple, cold data, but flesh and blood, a perfect real world. This is like the intercontinental president of a multinational giant, and he came to solicit you. Do you agree? I'm afraid everyone will agree. Except, at the same time, Chen Fei hurriedly chose to accept and murmured excitedly at the same time. It's really great. If this is the case, the collection personnel at various resource points will be lost. It is impossible for any force that is in a good state of development to have only the top arms and ignore the low-level arms. That's a completely deformed state of development. The so-called high-rise buildings rise from the ground. The foundation and backbone of any force will be these low-level arms. In fact, the arms with the largest number of forces of any force are Tier 0 arms farmers. Because whether it is the mining of major resource points, the planting and harvesting of grain, the construction and maintenance of the city are inextricably linked to them. This is what they do best. As for he now wants to use these Tier 4 combat dwarves to mine resources at major resource points, although this approach is very luxury, but there is no way. The only thing he can use now is Oriana, as well as the two green dragon heroes, Cialina and Cicilino. Let them go to major resource points to mine resources. Chen Fei is even more reluctant. By the way, the field recruitment point. Thinking of this, Chen Fei's eyes suddenly lit up. The same as the previous setting of Heroes Invincible 3, there are also wild recruiting points in the world of Hero Ashan, commonly known as the Arms Nest. Most of the troops in the Hero Ashan world are recruited from the troop lair, but this method is actually very dangerous. Because the troop nests are out in the wild, and they can only be recruited once on the recruitment day in each natural month. In other words, when the recruitment day of each natural month arrives, you have to trek through mountains and rivers to the wild, where the troop's lair is located, to complete the recruitment. Moreover, this recruitment opportunity is only once per natural month, which is for all player groups. Because these troop lairs are ownerless, but if you want to turn it into a owner and justly occupy it from the level of the game system, you must need a fort. In other words, even 100 or 1,000 players rush to the troop lair on the natural month recruitment day at the same time. There is only one opportunity to recruit troops. And what will happen to this setting? I want to know. The competition must be extremely fierce. In fact, the major forces, even the government and the military, are now focusing on enclosures in their strategies against these arms lairs. As long as it is the recruitment day of the natural month, they will organize manpower in advance to enclose the troop nests within the controllable range. Prevent any players from entering. Without access to the troop lair, naturally there is no way to talk about competing for recruitment opportunities. But even so, in the past few years, there have been many cases where the major forces have been stigmatized by others, and they have taken the lead. Too many. As long as the troop's lair still bears the unowner attribute for a day, the players who dare to take chestnuts from the fire and move forward, pulling teeth from the mouths of the major forces, will definitely be endless, will not disappear. Because after all, this is their only chance to become stronger and reach the sky in one step. The big deal is that people will die in the sky, and they will not die for thousands of years. But this danger is totally unfounded for Chen Fei. Why? The castle. After owning the Green Dragon City, Chen Fei can completely make the surrounding troop nests private. Of course, the premise is that there must be a troop nest within a certain range of the surrounding area. Little guy, give you a task. He hugged Cicilino in front of him. Chen Fei said. Grumbling, grumble. Cicilino's puzzled voice came as if asking what mission. Go reconnaissance the nearby field arms, resource points, and the distribution of arms nests, especially for special resource points and arms nests. In order to ensure safety, it is best to detect all the specific conditions. Can it work? Chen Fei said. Grumbling, grumble. Sicily's chubby dragon claws slapped hard on his chest, indicating that there is no problem. Then go, Chen Fei said with a smile. The Sicilian dragon's wings fluttered, disappearing from the mountains like lightning rushing to the clouds. The dragon clan is the overlord of the sky. Except for the angel clan, they have no opponents in the sky, so for them, the sky is also the safest. At the same time, Chen Fei glanced at his layout attributes and couldn't help but twitch his face. He was excited inside. This is level 14, isn't it too fast? 3 waves of wild monsters were beaten down, and he directly rose to level 14 as if riding on a rocket. And this is also the highest level that his predecessor has never reached for more than 30 times with start from scratch. If I remember correctly, Chen Fei's predecessor's best record should have taken a full 2.5 years to reach level 7, and he also got a tier 3 unit, a gargoyle, but it also attracted others. Peeping. Not only was the tier 3 gargoyle taken away by some calculations, but the characters were also killed back to level 0, and they had no choice but to start all over again. And the person who snatched his tier 3 gargoyle and killed his character back to tier 0 seems to be the 9th leader of Daxia's top 10 guilds. Thinking of this, Chen Fei murmured softly with a glimmer of cold light in his eyes. If you have the opportunity to go to Zoe City again, I will let you experience the taste of being killed back to level 0, huh? Although the Unicorn Principality borders the Greyhound Principality's territory, in the world of Hero Ashan, the territories of the major principalities are really extremely vast. It is equivalent to dozens of times in reality. Therefore, it is really too far to make a special trip for a small character. It's not worth it. Let's talk about the upgrade. It took 2.5 years for his predecessor to reach level 7, and now he has reached level 14 in less than half an hour. It's simply the gap between the tractor and Ferrari, right? But if you think about it, it's a matter of course. Tier 8 Monitor Lizard, Tier 6 3 Hounds, Tier 5 Griffin, who has the ability to upgrade these units. The mainstream upgrade route for most ordinary players is to endlessly complete F-level non-flowing tasks. It takes a few months to upgrade the character to level 3 or level 4. At this time, find a way to get a few Tier 1 units, and then go to the E-level missions or pay attention to the first-level units in the field. No one can kill a bunch of Tier 5, Tier 6, or even Tier 8 units like Chen Fei is now. Therefore, his average upgrade speed is completely reasonable, of course. I've been promoted to level 14, where is Xialina? Only level 4. Chen Fei glanced at Xialina's attribute panel and suddenly looked confused. Only level 4. Well, it seems that I want you to upgrade to 15th grade as soon as possible. There is still a long way to go. Chen Fei complained but quickly put the idea behind him. In fact, if you think about it carefully, you can reach level 4 in less than half an hour. In fact, it is also very fast. To be a man, one must know how to be satisfied. Moreover, after upgrading to level 14, Chen Fei gained 26 attribute points. After thinking about it, Chen Fei decided to split his 26 attribute points into two, each adding 13 points to the offensive and defensive attribute points. At this time, his offensive and defensive attribute points have become Attack 17 Defense, 15 at the same time. Xialina's offensive and defensive attribute points have also become Attack 4360 Defense, 4156 Strength, 45 Knowledge, 1111 Health Value, 7500. After upgrading to level 4, Xialina's blood volume has also increased, reaching a terrifying 7500. It makes your scalp numb when you look at it. Let's go continue to leveling. Chen Fei recalled Xialina, climbed onto her dragon's back and was about to continue leveling, but suddenly received an emergency call from Oriana. Did something happen? Chen Fei was slightly startled and immediately said to Xialina below him, "Go back first." Roar, roar. Xialina let out a low roar. The dragon wings fluttered and they flew high and they flew directly towards Green Dragon City. At the same time, Oriana, with some minor injuries on her body, was standing at the gate of Green Dragon City with her brows furrowed, murmured softly. Unexpectedly, the guardian of the Crystal Mine Resource Point is actually a rank 7 ogre. Although I am not afraid of those rashers, there are too many of them, there are 9. Even if you die, even with a single stroke, you won't be able to take it down. Hey, some heads are capable, what should I do? Roar. But just as she fell into thinking and lost her mind a little, a terrifying figure swooped down from midair, forming a hurricane and falling beside her, almost overturning her and the silver Pegasus beside her. Who? Oriana immediately changed color and subconsciously turned on the silver Pegasus, made a guard and screamed. But at the next moment her face turned pale and she was shaking all over. Green, 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 green dragon. As a Tier 8 core unit hero in the forest camp, how can Oriana feel strange to the rank 13 Vertex champion unit of the same camp, the Green Dragon? It's over, Green Dragon City actually recruited the Green Dragon. Wait, no. Oriana subconsciously felt desperate, but in the next moment she suddenly felt a breath of companionship from the other party. Companion? Oriana was stunned and looked at the Green Dragon in front of her incredulously. Isn't it my own? The 13th level Vertex Crown unit, the Green Dragon, is his own. I'm not dreaming, did I wake up? At the same time, Chen Fei turned over from Nasarina and looked at Oriana in confusion. Oriana, what can you do with me? Oriana was even more stunned when she saw Chen Fei turn over from the dragon's back and said stupidly, Zun zun zun, respectful master, is this great green dragon also your class? You said Xialina, I forgot to introduce it to you. This is Xialina. He is not a unit but a hero, you can know one. Chen Fei said, What? Before he could stop speaking to him, Oriana interrupted him in horror. Immediately he said with an incredible face, Ying, hero. Dear master, please forgive me for my rudeness, but what you are saying is that this great green dragon is a green dragon hero. Oh, the great mother of nature, Serena, the dragon of the earth, is above. I'm not dreaming, this is actually a green dragon hero. Why green dragon heroes are rare? Chen Fei asked curiously. Certainly. Oriana's tone was at least 8 degrees higher and she said seriously, as far as I know, even for the great Irulan there are only 3 green dragon heroes. What? Now it was Chen Fei's turn to be dumbfounded. Of course Irulan knew, the main empire of the forest camp. Although the overall national power of Irulan is not as good as the sacred Griffin Empire that flourished back then. But it can definitely get rid of the 8 streets of any principality. Even the most powerful principality formed after the split of the Holy Griffin Empire, the Griffin Kingdom, is a younger brother when I meet Irulan. But now Oriana actually said that there are only 3 green dragon heroes in such a terrifying elven empire. Is it such a high gold content? Chen Fei squinted his eyes slightly, smiling very subtle and brilliant. Anyway, you are all your own now. Chen Fei smiled and said, patted Silena next to her. Silena, this is my first hero. Oriana, say hello, be kind. Roar, roar. Silena raised her head and uttered a few dragon chants, which was a face-to-face greeting. Silena greeted her casually, but Oriana didn't dare to do that. When she saw Silena greet herself, she looked very flattered and then took a deep breath and made a standard set of elf knight etiquette to Silena. This said, hello, Your Highness Silena, I am Oriana, the Silver Pegasus Knight. I am glad to meet you. Before the voice was over, Silena whispered twice again, indicating that she was almost done. Obviously, Silena, who is militant by nature, has no interest in the rigid set of Oriana. But even so, Oriana was still dizzy with excitement, looking at Chen Fei with admiration on his face. Dear Master, you are so amazing. You were able to subdue the great green dragon hero. In this way, I believe it will not be long before the whole Yashin will know the name of our green dragon city. As a hero, Oriana is absolutely from the heart. She is excited, and proud that she can serve such a powerful lord. Chen Fei also enjoyed Oriana's words very much, turning into a full smile and said with a smile, okay, I'll talk about this later. Are you looking for something to do with me? Hey no, why are you injured? Is it serious? Chen Fei frowned and stared at Oriana. Only then did he realize that Oriana and her Mount Silver Pegasus were all injured at this time. Thank you for the master's concern, it's just a minor injury, it's nothing serious. A warm current flashed in Oriana's eyes, and she looked at Chen Fei tenderly and said, Dear Master, this is the case. After successfully attacking the next timber resource point, I accidentally discovered a hidden special resource point. That's a crystal resource point. I wanted to go in and investigate, but I was discovered by the guarded arms, the 7th rank ogre. Crystal resource point. Chen Fei's eyes lit up suddenly. Special resource point, this is a real good thing. There are a variety of mineral resources in the Hero Ashan world, mainly wood, ore, mercury, crystal, gems, and sulfur. The first 2 are more common. The latter 4 are very contained and rare, so they are also called special resources. Therefore, the output of wood, ore, and the 4 special resources are also somewhat different and not the same. In the world of Hero Ashan, according to the different levels of production, it can be divided into 5 levels: small, medium, large, super large, and huge. But the 4 special resource points are very rare, so under normal circumstances, they only account for 3. Corresponding to 7 days output unit, 7 days output 1 unit, and 7 days output 2 units. Timber and ore resource points are more common, so they usually account for 4 of them. Corresponding to 1 unit produced in 7 days, 2 units produced in 7 days, 4 units produced in 7 days, and 8 units produced in 7 days. In addition, gold mines can be regarded as a kind of resource point, and it is very common. Usually all 5 levels of scale are accounted for. Corresponding to 2,000 gold coins, 5,000 gold coins, 20,000 gold coins, 10W gold coins, and 60W gold coins in 7 days. The resource point itself is a manifestation of the power of the Hero Ashan's world law. Therefore, in a short period of time, within 10 years, the resource point will not be exhausted and will be continuously produced. But having said that, for players, the prices of in-game gold coins and major resources are still very, very high. Especially special resources have been at sky-high prices for many years. Remaining high, it's purely priceless and odd goods can live. Asking prices all the time, this is a very common thing. Why? It's very simple. Even if it is a small resource point with the lowest output scale, the global player class at this stage can really attack it. Except for those big guilds, everyone else is very few and pitiful. Moreover, according to the game settings, the highest possible defense unit for small minerals is Tier 6. And what does this mean? It means that if you want to attack it, there will be huge battle damage and consumption. And this kind of battle damage and consumption you can bear once, twice, or 3 times, but 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. What is this concept? It is a bottomless pit-like loss, and even large trade unions can't afford it. Because it's not that after this resource point is attacked, it will always belong to you. The recruitment day of each natural month is also the refresh date of the resource point defense force. In other words, these resource points need to be attacked again every month. It's almost endless, unless you can have your own castle. After having your own castle, with the different castle levels, various resource points in different areas only need to be attacked once, and they will belong to you forever until they are exhausted, or be attacked and snatched away. 888 Yij6V, and these drawbacks are completely unfounded for Chen Fei. As a result, a castle that no player on Earth owns he has. As for being attacked and snatched away, come on, see who has this ability. Chen Fei's firm face is shining with absolute confidence. He is completely different now. Looking at global players, no one will be his opponent. Yes, no, Oriana, where is the crystal resource point? Take us over. Chen Fei said, obviously, for this crystal resource point, he is already inevitable. After all, don't forget that in the Dragon Cliff of Green Dragon City, there is still a 13th Order Apex Crown, and the Green Dragon's recruitment qualifications are idle. Although the recruitment price of 1,200 W gold coins and 800 crystals is indeed numb just looking at it. But there are many old sayings that are good. Tall buildings rise from the ground. 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Based on his current background, give him a period of development. What about 1,200 W gold coins and 800 crystals? Chen Fei can do it. Must be able to. It's, Honorable Master, Honorable His Royal Highness Sayalina, please come with me. Oriana nodded quickly and led the way. Not long ago, she was still anxious about how to deal with the defensive units of the crystal resource point. But now this anxiety is completely gone and swept away. 9 ogres of rank 7 units, so what? In front of the great and invincible Royal Highness Dragon Claw, these foolish fools are 10 times more numerous. It's just a Gao sheep to be slaughtered, meaningless. Soon Oriana, riding the silver Pegasus, and Chen Fei, riding the green dragon Sayalina, came to a dense forest in Linsen. There is a small timber resource point in the extension of the jungle, which has been captured by Oriana at this time, and even in this timber resource point, there are already hard-working dwarves working hard in it. Collect wood. When seeing this scene, Chen Fei suddenly thought of something and said, by the way, Oriana, I have some gold coins, major resources, and tier 4 arms combat dwarves, take them. Yes, Oriana nodded quickly, receiving resources and units. But when she saw the gold coins, major resources, and the number of fighting dwarves, she immediately stared and exclaimed, this so much. The previous series of system rewards brought Chen Fei a huge amount of 25 W gold coins and 15 units of 6 major resources. And this is undoubtedly an extremely delicious spring for the Green Dragon City, which is currently almost zero and awaiting prosperity. Enough to support the consumption and development of Green Dragon City for a long time. As for the 56 combat dwarves, they have almost solved their urgent shortage of manpower in Green Dragon City. Moreover, if the gold coins and crystal resources are so abundant, the 2 Tier 7 Pegasus Knights under her can also be trained into Tier 8 units, the Silver Pegasus Knight. Just as Oriana had such thoughts in her heart but she didn't know how to speak, Chen Fei continued to speak again, said softly, the 2 Pegasus Knights in your hand, first train them to be Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knights. As for the magic fountain for the recruitment of Pegasus Knights in the future, I will find a way as soon as possible, don't worry about this. Oriana, you are my first hero, don't worry, I won't treat you badly. Hearing this, a trace of ruddy flashed across Oriana's eyes. There is a feeling that the clergyman is dying for a confidant. Immediately, Oriana looked extremely serious and knelt down on one knee to Chen Fei and said with her head down, respected master, Oriana will surely become a sword in your hand to open up new territory. Even if it is death, you will never retreat. Beep. Congratulations to the player Tsing Wu Heng for obtaining the S-level rare blue hero, the absolute loyalty of the Silver Pegasus Knight Oriana. Triggering special missions and the hero's way to advancement. After learning and fighting the Silver Pegasus Knight Oriana, there is a chance to evolve, and the current progress is 0-100. Is there a chance of evolution? Chen Fei immediately understood. It seems that when this progress bar reaches 100%, Oriana is likely to become a rare blue SSS hero or even a purple elite hero. In other words, can all the heroes in the world of Hero Ashan still evolve? Chen Fei's eyes flickered and swept the green dragon Sayalina under him, a wistful look. In other words, it is possible for the 2 of Sayalina to evolve. It seems to have found the direction. Chen Fei murmured, stretched out his hand and patted that Oriana on the shoulder and said, I believe you, get up. Yes. Oriana stood up and said, pointing in a certain direction deep in the jungle. Respected master, respected Sir Sayalina, that crystal resource point is inside. Chen Fei walked towards the depths of the jungle. At the same time, the system reminder sounded in his ear. Discover special resource points, crystal resource points, scale medium. It turns out to be a medium-sized crystal resource point. It's very good. Chen Fei raised his eyebrows and whispered to Oriana under him. Oriana, it's up to you to perform next. Roar, roar, roar. Sayalina let out a confident roar, And when Chen Fei got off her body, the dragon's wings flicked and suddenly, like a huge black cannonball, it rammed and slammed into the depths of the jungle. Not long after, a clear and pleasant system prompt sounded again. Congratulations to the first-level castle, Green Dragon City, ruled by the players Tsingyu Hate, successfully attacked the next medium-sized crystal resource point. As the first player in the world to obtain the right to collect permanent resource points, special rewards are Crystal 5 and 30,000 gold coins. Well done, Chen Fei smiled. I was rewarded by the system again. Although it's not very generous, no one will dislike this kind of good things for nothing. Roar, roar, roar. Xialina returned victoriously and let out a dragon chant of excitement. It deserves to be the respected Royal Highness Xialina, really strong. Looking at the ogre corpse in that place, Oriana sighed and admired again. At the same time, Chen Fei doesn't care about these anymore. He looked around with his eyes and murmured, "The next step is to continue to upgrade, as well as the detection and strategy of the entire area around Green Dragon City. For now, the fastest way to increase his strength is to level up. Because once the level is up, his offensive and defensive attribute points can be directly applied to his troops. This improvement is very big. Especially if the two green dragon heroes of Xialina and Cicilino can be trained to adult at level 15 as soon as possible, a great qualitative change will be ushered in. After all, heroes of any quality are the same. Before level 15 and after level 15 there are definitely two concepts. There is a huge difference in strength, but there is no doubt that the experience bar of the green dragon hero has definitely changed tied to outrageous. This point Chen Fei is already well prepared, so he needs time. Moreover, the development of Green Dragon City also takes time. Continue to attack the resource points. The various resource points that have been discovered around here, it is best to attack them all today, Oriana, you bring. Chen Fei was preparing to continue attacking various resource points and leveling, but suddenly the alarm that had been set in advance rang. At noon, he asked his sister Chen Qing to come home for dinner, but now it's more than 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If you don't have to prepare for the game in advance, it will be too late. Xialina, will you follow Oriana next, okay? Chen Fei said to Xialina below him. Roar, roar, Xialina's voice was a bit wronged and a little bit unwilling. Don't worry, I just have something else to do, I will be back in the evening. Chen Fei said with relief. Roar, roar, Xialina reluctantly agreed. Oriana, I'll leave it to you next. The nearby proven resource points can be defeated. If there are no resource points to play, I will take Xialina to level up. Chen Fei said to Oriana. Understood, dear master. Oriana nodded quickly, still a little frightened. The respected master is not there. Let her be a silver Pegasus knight to lead a great green dragon hero. This is really too much pressure. Don't worry, Oriana, Xialina is easy to get along with and we are all our own. Are you right? Chen Fei saw Oriana's pressure and while relieved, he blinked at Xialina. Grumbling grumble, the latter was aggrieved and helpless. Then he changed his body and became normal. He walked towards Oriana with his big man's pace and roared dominant cutely, as if to say, follow me. Okay, so cute. A light flashed in Oriana's eyes, but she realized that it was wrong and shut up immediately. Respectfully performed a knight etiquette to Xialina. His Royal Highness Xialina, please advise. When the voice fell, she rolled over and rode on the silver Pegasus, followed Xialina's asterisk and walked away. By this time, Chen Fei was already offline. Many years of self-reliance, Chen Fei's predecessor has a great cooking skills. In fact, Chen Fei is also good at cooking. The fusion of the two abilities makes Chen Fei absolutely handy in cooking this thing. Therefore, in just 1 or 2 hours, a large table full of dishes is already placed on the small dining table. Moreover, each color, fragrance, and taste are all delicious. Brother, I'm back. Coincidentally, within a few minutes of Chen Fei's stop, Chen Qing went home happily. Wow, so many, so delicious. This is my favorite sweet and sour fish and fried pork with bamboo shoots. So you still remember it. Seeing the delicious food on this big table, Chen Qing yelled excitedly and bounced around. In the end, there was even a hint of ruddy from the corners of her eyes, almost flowing out of her eyes. These dishes are her favorite when she was a child. And this smelly brother, he hasn't forgotten none of them. Suddenly Chen Qing stood up all of a sudden, jumped to Chen Fei and said with a serious face, Brother, I have decided. What? I'm going to find you a new girlfriend, the kind of super beauty, so that Murong Shan regrets it, Brother, what kind of do you like? Tell me, I promise you have everything. Before he finished speaking, a scream came from Chen Qing's mouth. I saw him looking at Chen Fei pitifully with a grieved face covering his clean, white forehead, tears streaming down his face. Brother, you hit me again. Have a meal. I'm going to introduce you a girlfriend. Chen Qing's face was stubborn and she regarded death as home. Eat or not, Chen Fei was expressionless and raised his hand again. Ah, don't fight. Suddenly Chen Qing seemed to be electrocuted and suddenly jumped 8 feet away, shivering and looking at Chen Fei aggrieved. Can I still eat? Eat. I deleted the number and made it again. When Chen Qing sat down, Chen Fei said suddenly while helping her serve the meal. As soon as this remark came out, Chen Qing became stiff and immediately said with excitement, Real, brother, have you come to Winter City? Where are you? Come and find me when you come online soon. I'll take you to do the task leveling. Number, I'm not in Winter City. But Chen Fei shook his head. Aren't you there? Chen Qing's face became stiff as if a little disappointed. Don't think about it. Chen Fei put the cooked rice in front of Chen Qing and said slowly, something went wrong when creating a new character. Have you heard of the Forest of Lorraine? Huh, the Forest of Lorraine. Brother, you wouldn't have been born in that ghost place, would you? Chen Qing's eyes widened and even a trace of fear passed through her eyes. Is there any problem? Chen Fei nodded and asked curiously. It's not a problem, but a big problem. Don't you know, the Forest of Lorraine is an absolute forbidden zone in the Unicorn Duchy. Speaking of this, Chen Qing suddenly patted her head. She suddenly remembered. It is possible that Chen Fei does not know these things, because these years Chen Fei has been active in Zoe City, the Principality of Greyhound. The message of the Unicorn Principality is quite far away for him. Brother, you can delete your account and start again. The Forest of Lorraine can't stay. Hey, no, you just deleted the account and restarted. It will take 3 months before you can requalify to create a character. What a shame, it will be delayed for another 3 months. The more Chen Qing is said, the more depressed it is, as if he feels the same. Okay, I want to tell me the specific situation. Chen Fei raised his eyebrows and said, Brother, listen to me, I didn't joking with you. The Forest of Lorraine is an absolute restricted area of the Unicorn Principality, and it is not aimed at our players, but at the NPCs in the game. It is said that even alone the Ace Legion of the Principality of Horned Beasts, those strong NPC heroes, must avoid this Forest of Lorraine. Chen Qing brows together as if about to squeeze out the water. So. Chen Fei was also surprised, with a dignified look in his eyes. Of course he knows that for players and for game NPS forces, these are two completely different concepts. For the player's so-called restricted area, it will only support Tier 10 and Tier 11 units. There is only one possibility for the so-called restricted zone of the game NPs. That is the Crown of Gods, rank 14 God Crown, and there is not only one. The Forest of Lorraine actually has the Crown of Gods. Suddenly Chen Fei also seemed to feel a great pressure, and his brows were tightly furrowed. Based on his current background in time, sweeping the 11th and 12th Ace Troop types and hitting the 13th Apex Crown is nothing to say. But this God's Crown is completely different. After all, being able to be called a god is really not just for fun. Yeah, I guess you must have been born in the periphery of the Forest of Lorraine, otherwise you are definitely dead now. You don't know that the Forest of Lorraine is really terrifying. It is said that it is all Tier 5 and Tier 6, Tier 7 and Tier 8 field units. One of the 10 guilds Soul Dream once initiated an exploration of the extension of the Forest of Lorraine. As a result, thousands of elite troops were wiped out. The loss was heavy. After a pause, Chen Qing's big shiny eyes flashed with a trace of horror, and she continued. Furthermore, even the second Chief King-level master of Hun Meng Wuya, lost several Tier 9 arms and nearly 100 Tier 8 arms in this operation. It can be said that his vitality is greatly injured and he almost got on the list of kings. I was expelled all of a sudden, and because of this action, Soul Dream has paid a tragic price. Before, Hun Meng was ranked 4th in the top 10 guilds, but because of this action they fell by 2 and became 6th. Today, the top 10 guilds have become the benchmark and leader of the gaming circle in Daxia. It is a mainstay existence. Only the power of the ZF military can be compared. Therefore, these top forces standing on top will be paid attention to and even stared firmly in every word and deed. What's more, it is a major event such as ranking changes in the top 10 guilds. It can be said that if you pull a person out on the street, you can memorize them as much as you like. After all, the times on Earth and Otherworld are different. It is no exaggeration to say that the world in the game is even more important than reality. That's really scary. Chen Fei's soulless echoed, but he was thinking of other things in his heart. However, if you make good use of it, the crown of the gods of the Forest of Lorraine may also become a natural barrier to protect my low-key development. Although the Forest of Lorraine really has the crown of gods, it is indeed a great threat to his green dragon city, but think about it from another angle. With these gods' crowns on the outside to guard the gate for him, the Green Dragon City is exposed to the public's view. The probability of going down will also fall off the cliff. As long as he is not discovered, he can grow up. Until you are not afraid of any enemy in the world of Hero Ashan. At that time, the name of Green Dragon City will surely resound through the entire heroic world of Yashin, make everyone and all forces fear him. Chen Qing didn't notice the strangeness of Chen Fei. Because she is also doing fierce ideological struggle at this time, he struggled for a while, still gritted his teeth and said to Chen Fei, "Brother, since you can't delete your account and start again, you can only wait for another 3 months. But it's okay, when you delete your account and rebuild Winter City, I will give you a Tier 6 Royal Griffin." As soon as this remark came out, Chen Fei was also stunned. "Are you crazy? Give it to me yourself. You are my brother." Chen Qing's tone was firm and she immediately patted her unbelievable chest, believing herself. "Besides, I now have a way to upgrade a Tier 5 Griffin to a Tier 6 Royal Griffin. Isn't it 10,000 gold coins? Maybe I earned it in these 3 months." Looking at Chen Qing's firm and determined eyes, Chen Fei's heart trembled and there was a touch and warmth. "Silly girl." Chen Fei stretched out his hand and rubbed Chen Qing's little head and said with a smile, "Brother doesn't have such a dish as you thought. After a while, brother will give you a big surprise." "What surprise?" Chen Qing asked in confusion. "At that time you will know." "Okay, by the way, brother, I won't be able to come home for the next half a month. The school organized a mission activity and all students must participate." "Got it, come on." "Yeah, I will." After the two had eaten, they went for a walk outside and Chen Qing reluctantly left and went back to Beicheng University. As a good game seedling of Beicheng University, Chen Qing has a high status and great authority, but at the same time she is also very strict. To become the mainstay of Daxia's future game powerhouses, the young Chen Qing undoubtedly needs to learn a lot. In addition, this is actually a kind of all-round protection, because on the Earth in this world, there are rampant assassinations. Assassinations by enemy countries and hostile forces are not uncommon. The failure and ineffectiveness of high-tech weapons have indeed brought changes to the world, but at the same time, it has also made many people's courage further improved, even swelling. Therefore, Chen Fei's definition of this new world Earth now tends to be more chaotic. It's like 5 dynasties and 10 countries in history. The kings rise together, the heroes fight, how to survive the troubled times, even to dominate the king, only 2 words: strength. Returning from a walk and returning home, Chen Fei boarded the game without hesitation and went online. All in Green Dragon City. After going online, Chen Fei looked for Oriana and Sayalina's location through the map display. It turns out that they are all in Green Dragon City and Cicilino is there too. Is the investigation finished? Chen Fei's eyes flickered and sent a message to Sayalina, "Come and pick me up." Roar. Soon, Sayalina descended from the sky and appeared in front of Chen Fei. "Go back." Chen Fei climbed onto Sayalina's back and Sayalina immediately fluttered and rushed towards Green Dragon City. Grumbling, grumble. Seeing Chen Fei's arrival, Siciliano suddenly let out a cry of excitement and rushed towards Chen Fei, biting Chen Fei's pants coquettishly. At the same time that Oriana also respectfully performed a knightly etiquette towards Chen Fei, saying, "Dear master, you are welcome back." "Yeah." Chen Fei nodded, then picked up Cicilino and kneaded it hardly and asked, "What are you doing?" "Dear master, I am drawing a map based on the news brought back by His Royal Highness Cicilino." Oriana said, "Map." Chen Fei's eyes lit up and he looked at Sicily in his arms. "The mission is complete." Grumbling, grumble. Sicilin patted his chest with a slap on his chest, as if he was talking about this little thing, drizzle and pediatrics. Chen Fei immediately became happy and said to Oriana, "Then you continue to paint, don't worry about me. Actually, it's almost finished. Dear master, you just have to wait a little longer." After Sayalina finished speaking, she started painting again. Not long after, a brightly colored map appeared in front of Chen Fei. I saw that there were emerald green river valleys on the left half of the map and black mountains raging to the sky on the right half. There is a grand canyon in the lower left area between the two. At the end of the canyon, there is an endless ancient forest. As for the location of Green Dragon City, it is probably in the lower third of the left side of the map, at the very edge above the Grand Canyon, adjacent to the Black Mountains. The map is not detailed or even scribbled, but it is easy to understand. Chen Fei only took a glance to understand the content. "This is the Doomsday Mountains." Chen Fei pointed to the Black Mountains on the right half of the map and asked, "Yes." Oriana nodded and pointed to the rest of the content to introduce one by one. "This valley is called the Valley of Wishing. It has an extremely large area and is rich in mineral resources and crystal resources. In addition, His Highness Cicilino has also found nearly 100 troop nests in the Valley of Wishing. Nearly 100. Chen Fei took a breath and suddenly came to his mind. How much is it? What are they? Most of them are troop nests of low-level units. For example, the Elf Garden of the Elemental Camp, the high-level Elf Garden, the Air Altar, the high-level Air Altar, as well as the Human Stables, high-level stables, Dwarven cottages, and high-level forest camps. Dwarf cottages, wooden houses, etc. The Elf Garden can recruit Tier 1 elves. High-level Elf Garden can recruit Tier 2 elves. The Air Altar and the Advanced Air Altar are the recruiting buildings for the Tier 3 arms of the Element Camp and the Thunder elements of the 4 arms. The stables, high-level stables, dwarven cottages, high-level dwarf cottages, wooden houses, and other buildings can recruit Tier 1 Centaur, Tier 2 Centaur Chiefs, Tier 3 Dwarves, Tier 4 Combat Dwarves, Tier 5 Forest Camps. Wood Elf. Although the troop nest is always the more the better, but the recruitment buildings of the mainstream 1/6 mainstream arms that are not available in the 7th Core arms, it is indeed difficult to re-enter the Chen Fei method now. NS. What about level 7 or higher? In the Valley of Prayer, His Royal Highness Cicilino found 2 magic springs, 3 fire altars, an advanced fire altar, and a forest. Room, holy earth. At the end, Oriana's eyes were full of excitement, and she said every word. As soon as he said this, Chen Fei also shrank his pupils and exclaimed, Sanctuary in the woods, recruitment point for Tier 11 unicorns in the forest camp, the Holy Land in the forest, recruitment point for Tier 11 arms, this is a real good thing. Especially if he remembers correctly, in previous games, the unicorn is very cost-effective compared to the Tier 11 arms class. Why? Just because of 2 words cheap. It can be said that with the exception of the Tier 11 arms of the Elemental Camp and the Spiritual Element, the major factions cannot find any recruitment price for the Tier 11 arms, which is cheaper than the unicorn. And being cheap also means easier recruitment and faster output. And this will undoubtedly have considerable temptation for the Green Dragon City, which is currently extremely short of mid-level and high-level combat capabilities. As for the 3 recruiting buildings, the Demon Spring, the Altar of Blazing Fire, and the high-level Altar of Blazing Fire, they are also of great value. Demon Spring, needless to say, the recruited Pegasus Knights can be trained into Tier 8 arms through Oriana's hero Talent Silver Pegasus Knights. This is equivalent to the recruitment point for 2 Tier 8 arms. The Altar of Fire and the Altar of Advanced Fire respectively correspond to the fire element of the 7th arms of the Element Camp and the fire element of the 8th arms of the Element Camp. Although the price-performance ratio is average, something is better than nothing. Even if it is sold out, countless people and countless forces are rushing for it. Yes, but it would be difficult for us in Green Dragon City to obtain this forest sacred place in a short time. According to His Royal Highness Cicilino, the defensive power of this forest sacred place has reached more than double digits. Oriana nodded and couldn't help but smile. You must know that the defensive power of any arms is relatively strong. Especially for unicorns with more than 2 digits, what is the concept? I'm afraid that even if the 2 princes, Serena and Cicilino, are both grown-ups, they still have nothing to do with them, right? 2 digits. Hearing Oriana's words, Chen Fei also looked stiff and immediately shook his head and said, In that case, leave him alone for the time being in this sacred place in the forest. Can those other troop lairs be attacked? The other troop lairs are okay. It's just a matter of time to have Sayalina and His Royal Highness Cicilino here. Oriana nodded. What about resource points? Chen Fei asked again. 1 large ore resource point, 2 medium-sized resource points, and 2 small-sized resource points, 3 medium-sized crystal resource points, and 4 small ones. There are also 2 small gem resource points. What a rich place. Upon hearing this, Chen Fei couldn't help but sigh. This place is really too rich. I have never eaten pork and have seen pigs run. After integrating the memories of his predecessors, Chen Fei knows how rare these resource points are. Especially for special resource points, there are not a few territories covered by a baron's main city. It can be described as one of the few. There are even no special resource points in some baronial realms. It can be seen how rare it is. But now there is a Wishing River Valley area in this district. Even if it is a large area, there are so many special resource points, and there are many medium-sized special resource points among them. It's really too rich. If they can be beaten down one by one, Green Dragon City may be able to eat a big fat man in one bite, full belly rounded. But the Valley of this Wish is only part of the map. In other places, Chen Fei is also very interested now. Will it be as prosperous as the Wishing River Valley? Talk about other areas. Chen Fei said, Yes, dear master. Oriana nodded, dropped her finger, and landed on the Grand Canyon. This is the Wakanda Grand Canyon. The terrain is rugged, there are cliffs everywhere, there are many types of troops in the field, and there are 2 medium-sized ore resource points and 4 small ore resource points. And 8 small gold mines, 5 medium-sized gold mines, and 1 super-large gold mine. Very large gold mine. Chen Fei's tone suddenly increased by 8 degrees. At the same time, his eyes shined and excited. The super-large gold mine is the second largest output after the giant gold mine. Every 7 days, the super-large gold mine can produce 10 W gold coins. Counting down in this way, there are probably more than 5 million gold coins. Although the recruitment price of the Green Dragon is generally not high, it is still a small amount. As for the remaining gaps, we can fill in more gold mines of other scales or even the same scale. Wouldn't it be enough? But following Chen Fei as if he was thinking of something, his face condensed, and he asked in a deep voice, "What about the defensive force?" Nearly 100 Thunderbirds. Oriana smiled bitterly. It was Chen Fei's face that stiffened and the corners of his mouth almost twitched. His face was speechless. Thunderbird, a rank 10 unit of the Stronghold camp. Able to fly, but also in control of the power of thunder and lightning, the attack power is very high. In other words, wouldn't the nearly 100 Thunderbirds be more violent than the defensive power of the Holy Land in the forest in the river valley? Can't afford to provoke. This is really unattainable. Where is the troop lair? Chen Fei asked again after being speechless for a long time. It seems that there are 2 or 3 advanced wall nests that can recruit Thunderbirds, Oriana said weakly and weakly. However, these high-level wall nests are currently the nests of Thunderbirds guarding super-large gold mines. Chen Fei was speechless again and rubbed his head severely. Well, what about other places? Oriana straightened her mood and expression, but quickly passed a trace of dignity, fear, and even fear in her eyes, pointing to the ancient forest at the bottom left of Wakanda Grand Canyon and said, "This place is called the Forest of Suffocating Swamps. It seems that there is something terrible hidden, because His Royal Highness Cicilino didn't choose to go in." As soon as he said this, Chen Fei's face changed, his pupils shrank, and he looked towards Cicilino in his arms and asked, "Level 14. Cicilino shook his head as if disgusted on his face. Seeing Cicilino shaking his head, Chen Fei was relieved but still asked solemnly, "Tier 13? This time Cicilino nodded. "It means that in the Forest of Suffocating Swamps there is some 13-tier Apex Crown unit." "It's a long way to go," Chen Fei murmured with a sigh. "The Apex Crown of Tier 13 that can be seen everywhere is really worthy of being the NPC-restricted area of the Unicorn Principality. It is really. It's scary. Where are the Doomsday Mountains?" He asked again. The situation on the Doomsday Mountains seems to be relatively better. Oriana's face changed a bit and she said, "According to the detection of His Royal Highness Cicilino, the most powerful field units in the Doom Mountains are the 11th Order Demon Fire Elf, the 11th Order Cthulhu King, the 10th Order Hell Warhorse, the 10th Order Thunderbird, and the 9th Order Demon Fire Elf, Tomahawk Minotaur. But relatively speaking, they all have fewer units of the same rank than other regions, and they should be less threatening." After a pause, Oriana said again, "In addition, there are abundant sulfur mineral resources in the Doom Mountains, 1 medium-sized resource and 4 small ones. Then there are 2 small timber resource points, 1 small ore resource point, and 1 small crystal resource point. As for the troop lair, except for the 2 Tomahawk labyrinths that can recruit the Tomahawk Minotaur on the Doom Mountains, there are almost no recruiting buildings of rank 7 or higher. But on the Doom Mountains, His Highness Cicilino found 2 hells. The door, the gates of hell. What is this?" Chen Fei seemed to understand and asked, "The gates of hell are the outposts of hell demons." Oriana gritted her teeth and said, "The demons under hell have never given up on attacking Asan's world. They secretly set up such portals all over the world, in an attempt to use the power of the chaotic laws of hell to disrupt the balance of the laws of Asan's world, and create even more an environment suitable for combat in the underworld. In order to occupy a more advantageous position when attacking the world of Asan Lords next time. If I'm not wrong, the 2 Hell Gates on the Doom Mountains must be one of the important bases for the Hell Demons to set up in the world of Asan Lord." Boom. Speaking of this, Oriana knelt directly towards Chen Fei and said firmly, "Respected Master, we must destroy these 2 gates of hell. The Hell Demons are the mortal enemies of all creatures in our entire Asan Lord world. Once they come back and attack the Asan Lord world again, the consequences will be disastrous. Don't worry, if our Green Dragon City is strong enough, I will destroy them." Chen Fei also knew the seriousness of this matter, nodded and said, "I have never eaten pork and have seen pigs run." He guessed that the Gate of Hell might also have the function of a portal. Every time a certain period of time passes, a batch of Hell troops will flow in. Otherwise, there are so many field troops from the Hell camp in the mountains of the Doomsday, which simply doesn't make sense. And because of this, what the Gate of Hell says must be destroyed. Otherwise, day after day, for a long time, it is hard to imagine how large and powerful the Hell troops on the Doomsday Mountains will be. At the same time, this will be a devastating disaster for Green Dragon City, which is close at hand and bear the brunt. Oriana, what are your thoughts on how to develop Green Dragon City next? Chen Fei asked. My thoughts? Oriana was stunned, her eyes flickering as if thinking. After a while, she said slowly, Dear Master, my idea is to focus on the growth of Her Royal Highness Sayalina. At present, our Green Dragon City needs more power to break this deadlock. As the hero of the Green Dragon, Her Royal Highness Sayalina undoubtedly it has such potential and ability. Although His Royal Highness Cicilino can actually do it, relatively speaking in terms of force, His Royal Highness Sayalina is the best candidate. I understand what you mean. Chen Fei knows that Oriana is not saying that Cicilino is not as good as Sayalina. Rather, they are saying that they are different in their direction and focus. Cicilino is better at using the brain, and the heroic talent is more biased towards strategic talent. Therefore, the combat aspect is relatively not what Cicilino is good at. On the other hand, Sayalina is a different girl. Whether in terms of character or heroic talent, she is a pure warrior flow. Therefore, this point of Oriana's so-called stronger power is indeed more suitable for Sayalina. Go on, Chen Fei said. Yes. Sayalina nodded and continued. My own idea, at present, our Green Dragon City can focus on developing the Wakanda Grand Canyon. There are many types of troops in the Wakanda Grand Canyon, which can help His Royal Highness Sayalina grow rapidly, and the gold mines in the Wakanda Grand Canyon. And for now, we are in the most urgent need of Green Dragon City. After all, once the numerous troop layers in the Wishing River Valley are laid, the cost of recruiting troops alone is an extremely large figure. Moreover, as far as the territory of our Green Dragon City is concerned, this cost is not it's a one-off, but I will continue to give it every month. As soon as Sayalina said this, Chen Fei was stunned, he was puzzled. Will you continue to give it every next month? Why? Doesn't it mean that once you have a castle, all the troop layers in your territory are recruited as a one-time contract buyout? By the way, I see. But after a while, Chen Fei reacted immediately. This is because today's Green Dragon City is too small. Although I don't know for the time being how many levels of the castle territory are needed to completely rule the Doomsday Mountains, the Wishing River Valley, the Wakanda Grand Canyon, and other nearby areas. But only the first-level Green Dragon City, it seems that it is definitely not enough. Even the territory of the first-level Green Dragon City is not enough to cover the entire Wishing River Valley. Therefore, in this case, it is normal to not enjoy the buyout benefits of the castle's privileges. In the world of Hero Ashan, only if the troop nest is included in the territory, it belongs to you, recruiting units that can be bought out at one time. If you are outside the territory, I'm sorry, this is just ordinary recruitment, also known as employment recruitment. The two parties are just an employment relationship. Therefore, even if the recruitment fee is paid at the beginning, additional salaries will be required for the next month. Otherwise, ordinary recruits will immediately pat their buttocks and leave. I can't even bother to say a word with you. Although compared with the recruitment price, the amount of this additional salary is not that much. But once the number of arms increases or over time, it's still a terrible astronomical figure. It seems that the level of Green Dragon City must also be upgraded as soon as possible, but I don't know the conditions and requirements for the castle upgrade. What are they? Another new question appeared, but Chen Fei pressed it down very neatly. No longer think about it. There are enough things to do right now, so let it go for now and talk about it then. Next, let's split up. Sayalina and I will go to the Grand Canyon of Wakanda to level up. Oriana, you stay in Green Dragon City to train new Silver Pegasus Knights, and at the same time command those fighting dwarves to bring Green Dragon City. All the new buildings that can be built so far have been built. Then slowly walk towards the Wishing Valley. As for Cicilino, do you want to come with us, or do it alone? Chen Fei said one by one, and finally his eyes fell on Cicilino. It stands to reason, in fact, it's better not to be with them right now. Because their top priority is to raise Serena's level to level 15 as soon as possible. So if Cicilino is with them, they will inevitably share some experience, which has never caused Serena's upgrade speed to slow down. But just because of this, Cicilino was thrown aside. No matter what, it was still a little unkind. People's hearts are grown in flesh. Chen Fei can't do such a thing. In his heart, Cicilline and Cialina are in the same position. It should be treated equally. Grumbling, grumble. As if feeling Chen Fei's emotions, Cicilline ran to comfort Chen Fei instead, indicating that it was nothing. At the same time, Cicilino's chubby dragon's claws stretched out and pointed at the forest of suffocating swamps at the bottom left of the map, with a trace of firmness in his eyes. He wants to see this place again. Seeing this scene, Chen Fei's face condensed and asked Cicilline, "Really going? Roar, roar." Cicilline actually uttered a dragon chant expressing his determination. As a great green dragon, he was actually frightened by something in the forest of suffocating swamps. This is the shame of the dragon. So in any case, this shame must be wiped out. Even the newly born young dragon Cicilline has his own great dragon dignity and pride. All right, hearing the resoluteness in Cicilino's attitude, Chen Fei didn't say much but said slowly, "Be careful. If you have any situation, notify me immediately, understand." Grumbling, grumble. Cicily's chubby dragon claws slapped hard on his chest, indicating that there is no problem. Then everyone started to split up. Cicilline went to the forest of suffocating swamps alone. Chen Fei and Xialina went to the Wakanda Grand Canyon to level up. As for Oriana, she stayed in Green Dragon City to train a new Silver Pegasus Knight. At the same time, he commanded his troops, started construction in Green Dragon City and broke ground for all the buildings that can be built. An extremely dilapidated castle. Hey mamas, are you listening? That damn green fly is here again, buzzing so annoying. Dakum, are you an idiot? That's a green dragon, the 13th tier Apex champion, the green dragon. This is a great existence comparable to Lord Hawa. You actually called him the green fly. Idiot, you are really an idiot, idiot. Mamas, you are an idiot. The great Haweman is the strongest. He is invincible. Also, that damn green fly is just a young dragon, do you understand? The young dragon is also a green dragon, the great 13th tier Apex crown unit green dragon. Idiot Duckum, believe it or not, he can crush you into flesh with a single claw. Mamas, you are an idiot. You are Duckum. The fierce quarrel lasted more than half an hour before it stopped. Hey mamas, are you listening? The great Hawasama wants us to kill him. The great Hawasama is now recovering from his wounds. He is very weak and cannot be found by anyone. Dakum, are you an idiot? That's a green dragon, we can't kill him. Mamas, this is the will of the great Lord Hawa. Do you want to betray the great Lord Hawa? Duckham, how many troops do we have in Moss City? Blame those two damn wars, Beeman. Mamas, we only have Tier 2 Great Werewolf 1000 in Moss City, Tier 2 Jackal Hunter 800, Tier 4 Lizard Warrior 200, Tier 6 Dragonfly 50, Tier 8 Swamp Monitor 20, Tier 10 Death Bull 5. Dakum, are we going to die with such a small amount of troops? The enemy is a green dragon, and there are two, and there is a castle on the side of the Wakanda Canyon. You should know what this means. It means that behind these two great green dragons there is a powerful lord. Silence fell into the ruined castle. After a long time, another voice rang. Then wait another 1.5 months. After 1.5 months, our Moss City will be able to recruit 2 more rank 12 venom-flying dragon kings. This is all our wealth. Mamas, you should know that if Lord Hawa, who was seriously injured by that damn green fly, is found, our Moss City will surely usher in extinction. Well, that's the only way to do it. At the same time, Chen Fei, who was training with Xialina, received a prompt sound from the system. Congratulations to the castle Green Dragon City, controlled by the players Qingyu Wuheng, triggering a special plot task. The hostility of Moss City, task content, unknown, exploration by yourself, task difficulty, S-level, task time, unknown. Special reminder, the S-level task is extremely difficult, please prepare as soon as possible. Chen Fei was stunned on the spot when he heard the prompt content of the system and was taken aback. S-level special plot mission, what's the situation? Wow. At this moment, a huge figure flew in the distance. The rapid lightning fell in front of Chen Fei, setting off a huge wave of air, making people unable to stand firmly. Roar, roar, roar. At the same time, the familiar dragon roar appeared in the airwaves. Look closely, it is Cicilline. But at this time, he obviously seemed to have something urgent and hurriedly said to Chen Fei, "What? There is a castle in the forest of suffocating swamps." After understanding what Cicilline said, Chen Fei's face changed again and was taken aback. Is this what Moss City? Chen Fei's face became more solemn. S-level mission, this is not a joke. It must be hard. Go back to Green Dragon City for a meeting. Now Chen Fei had no thought of leveling, climbed onto Cicilline's back, and with a big wave of his hand, the two green dragons immediately flew back like Green Dragon City. At the same time, Oriana, who had received a call from Chen Fei in advance, was also waiting in Green Dragon City in advance. Dear Master, has something happened? Seeing Chen Fei and Cialina returned at the same time, Oriana's face changed slightly and asked, "There is a castle in the Forest of Suffocation swamp, and they should have discovered us now. Let's think about it together, how to deal with this matter." If not surprising, the castle in the Forest of Suffocation swamp should be like our Green Dragon City. We have the 13th tier Apex Crown unit. Chen Fei said solemnly. What castle? As soon as Chen Fei said this, Oriana's face changed drastically. There is no room for two tigers in one mountain. There are no two kings in a country. This is a very simple and easy to understand truth. If two castles appear in any area at the same time, the only thing that can happen is that you die. Unless one of them is willing to surrender, but this will definitely not be their Green Dragon City. This is really troublesome. Oriana said solemnly, His Royal Highness is still a while before she reaches adulthood. It should be too late. Even if the enemy only has a 13th tier top-ranked unit, but as long as it is an adult class, it is necessary for His Royal Highness Serena and His Highness Cicilino to join forces to reluctantly resist. But once this is the case, the remaining units of the enemy will be difficult for us in Green Dragon City to contend. To put it bluntly, their Green Dragon City is now relying on His Highness Cialina and Cicilino to support the scene. In addition, there are very few units that can come in handy, hardly even, I understand. Chen Fei frowned and asked, but anyway, I still have to find a way out. I have an idea, but... Oriana stopped talking. What do you think? Chen Fei asked quickly. If there are enough Pegasus Knights and gold coin resources, I will train them to become Silver Pegasus Knights. Maybe we can try to attack the Holy Land in the Forest of Wishing River Valley. Oriana's eyes flickered and said, Once it succeeds, we can delay more time for every additional Tier 11 unicorn. As long as it can be dragged to the adulthood of Her Royal Highness Cialina, any crisis will be immediately resolved. But when it came to this, Oriana couldn't help but smiled bitterly. But even so, the gold coins used to recruit unicorns is a big problem. I guess it takes at least W gold coins to recruit one Tier 11 Ace Troop unicorns. And I wish there would be in the valley. There are only 2 magic springs. Even if they are all taken down, you can only recruit Tier 7 Pegasus Knight 8 at once, but the next recruitment time will have to wait until 3 months later. In the world of Hero Ashan, the recruiting and refreshing time of the 1/6 mainstream units ranges from every 7 days to a natural month. The core arms of Tier 7 and 8, powerful units of Tier 9, 10, their recruitment day refresh time is once every 3 months. As for the refresh time of the recruitment day for the 11th and 12th Ace arms, it will take more than half a year. And the refresh date of the recruitment day for the 13th, 14th Apex Crown and God Crown, beginning with counting up every year. In other words, within 3 months, the level 7 Pegasus Knight that Green Dragon City can obtain is only 10. Because the recruitment quota for a single magic spring every 3 months, which is commonly known as the output, is only 5. Unless they can find more magic springs, otherwise the output is already set here. And whether it is recruiting a 7th Pegasus Knight from Demon Spring or Oriana trains a 7th Pegasus Knight to an 8th Pegasus Knight, it all costs money. The recruitment price of Tier 7 Pegasus Knights is 3W. The money for training to the level 8 Silver Pegasus Knight is 5W. In other words, the total cost of an 8th order Silver Pegasus Knight is 8W gold coins and 3 crystals. Even if it is their current total wealth of Green Dragon City, they are only worth the worth of 3 Silver Pegasus Knights. At this point of strength, even if there are 2 green dragons, Cialina and Cicilino, the sacred land in the forest where the force of attack and defense is more than double digits in the 11th unicorn, it is completely a big death. But at this time Chen Fei suddenly brightened his eyes and thought of a way. Yes, Cialina, how many Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knights are in your hand? Chen Fei asked. 2, Cialina said. Can I train more? Chen Fei asked. We can only train 1 more, because our Green Dragon City has no money. Oriana said very frankly. 1 is fine. How long does it take? Chen Fei asked. Half a day. Oriana said without hesitation. At her speed, 2 Tier 7 Pegasus Knights can be trained into Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knights in 1 day. Then do it now. I'll come to you after a long time. Give me all the 3 Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knights. Chen Fei said immediately. Clear. Although I don't understand what Chen Fei's plan is now that the Great Master has made a decision, she just needs to obey and understand. In this regard, Oriana's mind consciousness is still quite high. As for Chen Fei's plan, it is actually very simple. That is selling soldiers. If the most valuable and best-selling things on the earth in the past life were gold and oil, then the most valuable and best-selling thing on this other world on earth is the arms. The game units in the Hero Ashan world. Secondly, it is the major resources in the game as well as gold coins. In the real world, for various resource transactions, gold coin transactions, arms transactions, and mission transactions in the game world, an extremely playful industrial chain has long been formed. For example, the price of game gold coins, the market price in reality is about 600-800. In other words, the price of a silver Pegasus Knight with a cost of 8W gold coins is between 64 million and 80 million in reality. This is not even the price of the crystal. It can be seen how huge and terrifying the market is. However, Chen Fei didn't want to use these 8th order silver Pegasus Knights to sell money. I want to use them to sell gold coins. Selling Tier 7 Pegasus Knights. Because as long as the gold coins and Tier 7 Pegasus Knights are in place, he can rely on Oriana's heroic talent skills, the Silver Pegasus Knight Training Master, to continuously train new Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knights. The focus is on the 4 words continuous. The horror of strategic talent is here. As long as Chen Fei moves fast enough, he can pull up a large army of Silver Pegasus Knights in a short time with the method off buy low and sell high. By then, even if he didn't have the money to recruit Tier 11 unicorns from the Holy Land in the forest, with the Silver Pegasus Knights temporarily pulled up, it would be enough to temporarily hold up a sky. In short, as long as Xiaolina rises to level 15, after that day of adulthood, everything will be feng shui in turn. Thinking of this, Chen Fei immediately went offline and began to gather information. The Tier 8 Silver Pegasus Knight, ordinary players and even weaker game guilds can't afford it. And I also need a stable and long-term big customer, so it seems that you have to start from the level of the top 10 guilds. Chen Fei murmured, searching for information everywhere on the internet. Nowadays, the main places where players in the Daxia area gather in the game are the Unicorn Kingdom, Greyhound Duchy, and Bull Kingdom in the 8th Duchy. The same is true for the 10 great guilds. Chen Fei ignored the 10 major guilds that were mainly active in the Greyhound Principality and the Bull Principality. Soon, 3 names were written on the white paper in front of him. They are Soul Dream, Rose Legion, and the League of Gods.